All right, welcome back to Memorial Stadium. I am Mike Cleff. We're just a few minutes away from the start of the Class 2A title game between the Iroquois West Raiders and the Carthage Blue Boys. And these are two vast backgrounds between these two teams. Carthage is awesome every year. Iroquois West in their first state football finals ever. And for more on this game, we take you to the guys who will be calling it, Lee Hall and Greg Bradshaw.
All right, Mike, thanks a lot. We appreciate it. A windswept, wintry day here at Memorial Stadium, and when you look at it, you have to figure that gives the advantage, maybe a little edge to Carthage.
You would think so. Iroquois West likes to put the ball up in the air. Carthage will grind the ball on the ground, and with this wind and snow, I think Carthage does have the advantage because of the weather.
Let's take a look at how these two teams got here. First for the visitors, Carthage, the Blue Boys, no strangers to Champaign. As we take a look at the road two for the Blue Boys, they beat Virginia 66-6 in round one. Beardstown, they had over 510 yards rushing. 3 running backs went over 100 yards. Whitehall North Green 34-6, no problem there. And that was probably the closest game of the playoffs for them. A pretty easy road for them. They beat Argenta Oriana 42-15. They've been to state 8 times. That was their first home semifinal for the Blue Boys. Now for Iroquois West, Crescent Iroquois, the Raiders, the first round win over Forreston 25-13, a squeaker against Watseka 13-7. They beat Sterling Newman on the final play of the game, Tutt with an interception in that game to win it, and they beat Auburn 42-28. Two teams, as Mike mentioned, vastly different. The Carthage Blue Boys here for the 8th time, and Iroquois West making their first appearance. Let's take a look at the key players. First for the Blue Boys, it's no doubt about who it is on offense. It's number 30, Ashton Grunwald.
Well, Ashton Grunwald, he's one of the best running backs in the history of the state of Illinois. This year he's got over 2,000 yards, has 42 touchdowns, averages 13.8 yards per carry. Last year in this game he had 260 yards and a losing cause, but I think he's ready to have a great day today. This is his kind of weather. An
extremely stingy defense for the Blue Boys, and the key player there is linebacker David Watts.
Yeah, number 31, you can watch for him making plays all over the field today. This defense is a fantastic defense. He's their leader, has given up only 6 points per game all year and 7 shutouts. That's been one of the keys to Carthage seasons, that defense.
7 shutouts for the Blue Boys, as you mentioned, 6 of them in a row. Now, the key players for Iroquois West, the Raiders making their first appearance, and this guy does it all.
Things start and end with Kyle Tutt. He's a fantastic athlete. You see he's not real tall, but he has great mobility, does a great job through the air and on the ground. He's combined for a total offense of 3,300 yards this year and was responsible for 42 of their touchdowns. Great athlete.
There's a big load on this Raider defense today. Their key player is Tyler Coleman at linebacker.
Tyler plays both ways. He's a captain on this team. He has a huge responsibility today trying to stop Grunwald and keeping that defense fired up to meet the challenge today.
We're just about ready to kick off the 2A state title game. Let's go to our PA announcer for today's starting lineups.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, here are the starting lineups for the Class 2A State Football Championship. First, for Carthage, head coach Jim Unruh. At left end, number 20, Mitchell Neally. At left tackle, number 66, Lamar Kelly. At nose guard, number 52, Jesse Knowles. At right tackle, number 64, Travis Huls. At right end, number 60, Jack Rogers. At linebacker, number 9, Brock Idris. At linebacker, number 31, David Watts. At free safety, number 15, Ryan Bidenstadt. At defensive back, number 21, Jason Wildrick. At linebacker, number 7, Tyler Carlisle. And at defensive back, number 30, Ashton Grunwald. And now the starting offensive lineup for Iroquois West. First, head coach R.J. Haynes. At receiver, number 2, Jason Thiele. At center, number 52, Tyler Coleman. At guard, number 60, Cole Sebring. At guard, number 57, Jesus Garcia. At tackle, number 54, Graham Bostick. At tackle, number 51, Michael Gonzales. At receiver, number 33, Jordan Goldenstein. At quarterback, number 10, Kyle Tutt. At receiver, number 30, Corey Bork. At receiver, number 5, Levi Lusfelt. And a running back, number 44, Caleb Hartke.
All right, there you have a look at the starting lineups. Now let's take a look at Greg's keys to today's game. First for the Carthage Blue Boys.
Well, as we said, Carthage likes to run the ball, and they want to avoid those third down and long situations. They've only thrown 33 passes all year, Lee, and so they want to stay out of those long yardage situations. Secondly, protect the football. They've put it on the ground 17 times this year, and today with the wet weather, they want to hold on to that ball and grind out their yards. Lastly, they got to get pressure on Tutt. He's the key to that offense for Iroquois West. They need to pressure him all day.
And now for Iroquois West, the Raiders.
Well, Iroquois West, first of all, they got to stop the bread and butter play of Carthage. That's that cross sweep that Grunwald runs so well. Secondly, survive the first quarter. Carthage has been here a lot. Iroquois West, it's their first time. I'm sure they're jittery playing Carthage. Carthage has outscored their opponent 199-9 in the first quarter. So survive. And then lastly, they've got to spread the wealth. They've got some great receivers. They've got to get the ball to Thiele, which is their #1 receiver, but then spread it around and keep things off balance for that defense of Carthage.
And the Blue Boys will kick things off. The wind is blowing out of the north, so left to right as you look at it. So Carthage will kick with the wind here. Savas Miletus is their kicker. And back to return for the Raiders, Levi Lusfelt. That's him, #5. You see there, Corey Bork and Graham Bostick also back for the Raiders, making their first appearance. In fact, Coach Haynes told me earlier this week he thinks this is the first time any team from Iroquois County has played for a state championship. Lusfelt takes it at his own 5. He's out across the 25, hops across the 30, and down at the 31, which is where we will start things off. Here's a look at the starting offense for Iroquois West. There's a look at the guys up front: Bostick, Sebring, Coleman, Jesus Garcia, and Michael Gonzales, the big guys getting it done for the Raiders. The skill guys, there he is, Kyle Tutt. How'd you get so funky? Funky Tutt. Hartke at running back, and there's his receiving core: Lusfelt, Bork, Goldenstein, and Thiele, the main man for the Iroquois West Raiders. They will start at their own 32-yard line, going into the wind. Got a man in motion. Tutt rolls out. He can run it as well as throw it. He's out across the 35, inside the 40, and then brought down at his own 45-yard line after a gain of 13. Here's a look at the Carthage defense. We've got a flag on the play. Neally, Kelly, Jesse Knowles, Huls, and Rogers up front. Rogers played in the game last year. At linebackers, it's our key player Watts, Brock Idris, Tyler Carlisle at the linebackers. And in the defensive backfield, it's Wildrick, Grunwald, and Bidenstadt. And it looks like it's a hold on the first play against Iroquois West. Yeah,
they got outside, and unfortunately they had a little holding on the outside to get him out there.
To repeat, first down.
But I think that's going to give them some confidence. They got a 12-yard gain on their first play, and they need to have some confidence early in this quarter. So we'll see what happens after this.
You talked about stopping Tutt. The key is, how do you get him? I mean, if you go after him when he's running, he can pull it back and throw it. He's a tough guy to defend. So it is first down and 15 now for the Raiders. Tutt, the left-hander, rolls out, has a man open at the 44, and that is his favorite receiver, Jason Thiele, 6'2", 225 senior.
Nice job there. He just rolled out Tutt. He had 2 receivers to choose from. They had 1 linebacker and underneath coverage. He made a nice choice and got it to Thiele right at the sideline. Really nice start here for Iroquois West.
Gain of 7. It'll bring up second down and 8 now for the Raiders. 12-1 this season. The only game they lost, Tutt went down and was hurt in week 3 against St. Joe Ogden. So there's no doubt how big a key he is for this offense. Now he rolls right. Looks deep. There's a man in coverage back there. Number 21 is Jason Wildrick in the coverage. He was right there with Corey Bork, who was the intended receiver. That'll bring up third down.
Good job on the defensive side there by Carthage. Had 2 guys on their deep receiver. They also did a nice job containing Tutt on that play. He rolls out to his right. You can see they're very conscious of letting him to the outside. They're trying to keep him in the pocket because of his athletic ability.
R.J. Haynes, second-year head coach for Iroquois West, Crescent Iroquois, changed to this 4 wide out offense when Tutt transferred back. And now we've got a flag, and it looks like it could be a false start on the Raiders.
Carthage did a nice job. They shifted right before the snap of the ball, and I think that drew off the front line of Iroquois West. You're not allowed to fake or try to draw them off, but you can make a shift on the defensive side. And that's what they did on that play.
Kyle Tutt went to grade school in one of the towns that feed into the Iroquois West School District. I believe it's Danforth. And then played his first 3 years at Kankakee McNamara, playing his senior season back home. Looking deep, it's Thiele. He outjumps guys all year, but didn't that time. Ashton Grunwald there on the coverage along with Tyler Carlisle. And that, Coach Haynes says, is his best route. Thiele's best route is just the fade, and he can outjump guys at 6'2".
Yeah, he's big, physical receiver. And if you look at the defensive back for Carthage, Bittenstaff, he's about 156 pounds, 5'11". Grunwald isn't a tall guy. They definitely have the advantage there with their height. With their receivers. All of their receivers are pretty big.
And pretty good, about an 8-pound advantage there for Carthage. Thiele is back to punt on 4th and 12, and that's up into the wind. He's not going to get much on that. In fact, it bounces Carthage's way, and boy, not very much there into the wind. 7 yards.
Special teams is in a weather like this is huge, and the playing the wind, making smart decisions as a coach are really critical when the field is like this, when the wind is blowing. I think the weather is going to come into play a big factor in this football game. It already has.
Carthage first down and 10 at the Iroquois West 36-yard line. Opening drive for them. This is up the middle. Here's a look at the starting lineups for Carthage. Big guys up front, a lot of all-conference, couple of all-staters up there. Boston, Miletus, Michael Harrell, all-conference center. Jack Rogers, Travis Huls, the guys in the trenches for the Blue Boys. And then it's Zach Reed. His brother was the quarterback a year ago. Grunwald, Watts, Bittenstadt, Carlisle, and Neally. And that was right up the gut. Boy, you talk to Jim Unruh, and they say, with our system, we don't do anything people don't know we're going to do, and that's just what they do there, right up the gut. Here's the defense for Iroquois West. We'll get that set. It's Johnson, Jacobs, Fairchild, Hartke, and Goldenstein on the line for Iroquois West. You would imagine they would try and jam the line with this running team. Gonzales, Coleman, Bostick, the all-stater at linebacker, Lesfeld, Tutt, and Thiele. 3rd down and 6 now. The handoff again is to Grunwald, and he battles his way to the 30-yard line. He'll be short of the first down.
Nice job there, Lee. They're playing a 6'2" or 6'3" actually defense. They're putting 6 linemen on the line, 3 linebackers, only 2 defensive backs. Obviously, they've done their homework. They know Carthage doesn't throw the ball. They're going to dare them to throw the ball and let Reed beat them with the pass.
4th and 4 with the wind at their back. They will go for it on 4th and 4. Fumble. And Iroquois West has it. Actually, not that huge a disadvantage there for Carthage, because they would have probably, had they not gotten the first down, they'd have given it over anyway. Here's another look.
But just a mis-exchange here between the quarterback. You see Reed there just trying to hand it off to Ashton. Drops the ball, puts it on the ground. We said 17 fumbles during the year. Even though it wasn't a big play, Lee, just mentally it's good for that Iroquois West team to get a turnover.
Looked like Fairchild might have been the guy falling on it. Here's Tutt rolling left, and met there by 2 Carthage Blue Boys. Mitchell Neally, the end, in on the tackle.
Same play they ran on the very first play of the game that gained about 14 yards. Here, I think probably Mitchell Neally heard something from the coaches when he let him get outside on that first play, and he's ready for that play this time.
Loss of 3 on the play for Tutt. 2nd and 13, 9:22 to go here. First quarter action, Class 2A state championship. Here comes Goldenstein in motion. Snap is to Tutt, and he's hit and hammered to the ground by Ashton Grunwald with the sack.
Well-conceived blitz here. This is a great play. Ashton is playing outside on the corner. You'll see him come from the right side of your screen here. And Tutt has no idea he's coming. He turns back because he's left-handed, and Ashton with a great hit. Lucky they didn't fumble the ball here. Great job, great call by Coach Unruh here to bring the corner, and Ashton gets it done with a great tackle.
Grunwald getting it done on both sides of the ball for the Blue Boys. Third now and 20. Lost 7 on that one. Good protection this time for Tutt. Looks downfield, kind of a wobbly throw into the wind. Thiele was his intended receiver. It's going to be a tough day to throw going that direction for Iroquois West.
It's going to be a tough day to throw either direction. When that ball is cold and it's wet, and I'm sure Kyle, not being a real big kid, he's probably doesn't have huge hands. It's very tough to throw the ball in this kind of weather.
Brings up 4th down. Thiele will punt again. His average on the season, 37.5 yards, but he's going into a pretty stiff breeze here, standing at his own 11-yard line. It's like kicking a rock out there today. And it bounces out of bounds at the 48-yard line. A little bit better job that time, 23 yards on the kick, and no chance to return for Carthage.
Well, that actually wasn't too bad of a kick considering the conditions, keeping it low into the wind. And they got the ball just over the 50-yard line now. Great defensive first series for Iroquois West. Let's see what they can do here against this high-powered offense.
Carthage offensive line giving up 10 yards per man on the average. The wing tee and the handoff to the fullback. And that is David Watts. He ran for 1,100 yards this year.
They like to get the ball to the fullback just to keep the defense honest. And when I say that, he has over 1,000 yards, which is a great season, but they want to just pound the ball at Watts, and that opens up their cross sweep that they like to run with Grunwald.
He's actually leading the team in carries this year, 191 coming into the game. David Watts, Jr. 2nd down and 7 now for Carthage. Man in motion. And it's Reed keeping it this time, still on his feet at the 35 and inside the 35-yard line. Zach Reed, again, we mentioned his brother was the quarterback a year ago. Gain of 11.
Nice cutback by Reed. There's so much keying on Grunwald that's going to give Zach Reed an opportunity to do some of those things on bootlegs and quarterback sweeps, and he made a nice cut off of some good blocking to get a nice gain.
First down of the game, and there you look at the play calling. Zach hasn't gotten a chance to throw it much. 1st and 10. Reed, the handoff. This is Grunwald, and hit hard there and driven out of bounds. Good job that time. Good pursuit by Iroquois West. Had 2 or 3 guys there.
You watch Grunwald running right now. He's still trying to feel his way out on the field. I think he's still trying to figure out how to get his footing. He's doing real small steps. He's still trying to figure out how he can get his speed up here on this turf.
Managed to get 3 yards. 2nd down and 7. And this time it is number 15, Ryan Biddenstadt, keeping it. He's a sophomore. Jim Unruh likes to spread the wealth a little bit among his Blue Boys.
Doesn't carry the ball a lot, but they bring him from the wing-back position on some of their counters and some of their second back. And he's a real small little quick kid that can really burn you if you let him alone.
Gain of 5 there. 3rd down and 2. Boy, Zach Reed is really good at disguising his handoffs as well. 3rd and 2. Here's the handoff. Watts across the 25 and very close to a 1st down for Carthage.
Hit head on right there in the hole. He did a great job with second effort. I think he's going to have the 1st down. Yes, he does have the 1st down.
So the Blue Boys putting together a drive here. That's their 2nd 1st down of the drive.
This is typical what we're going to see all day from Carthage, just pounding the ball, 3 yards, 4 yards, 7 yards, 4 yards, and that actually works well in this weather. It's a good kind of offense to be running today.
Michael Harrell ready to snap to his quarterback, Zach Reed. And the handoff is to Watts. And again, Iroquois West swarms to the ball that time.
You sense there's no intimidation out of Iroquois West, don't you? I feel they're coming out. They're really playing good football. They're getting to the ball, some hard hits, and even offensively, although they haven't totally clicked, they've had some positive gains that I think going to give them some confidence here against this Carthage powerhouse.
And Coach Haynes, when you ask him about who's your best player, well, statistically, we're tough to stat is how he put it. We have 5 or 6 guys that just swarm to the ball and get to the ball quite a bit. Here's Grunwald stepping up through the middle and getting down near the 15-yard line where he fumbles, and it's Iroquois West ball.
Another big play. Here's their famous cross sweep. See both guards pulling. Ashton cuts back, a nice cut. Trying to fight for those extra yards here. Getting to the ball slips out. Iroquois West jumps on it. Again, we said that earlier, that protecting the football was huge for Carthage, and already they have 2 turnovers.
5:03 left first quarter. Iroquois West will try to get something going now deep in their own territory. No score. Class 2A state championship game. Tutt on a quarterback draw. He has some room to run, and he's brought down by Brock Idris at about the 24-yard line.
Nice
That's
play.
the thing about Tutt. I mean, he can beat you 2 different ways.
Sure, he can. He's very quick. That's a great play out of this offense. You spread people out with your wide receivers and let your linemen open up a hole, and your quarterback comes through.
789 yards rushing for Kyle Tutt in the regular season, averaging 5 yards a carry when he keeps it himself. 2nd down and 3 now. Tutt looking to throw this time. Has a man. I believe that's Thiele out of bounds at the 35-yard line. It is Jason Thiele, 59 receptions coming into the game. That's a gain of 11 and a first down.
Similar play that they ran earlier to Thiele. You'll get to see at the end of this play how physical Thiele is, and that might be an advantage here as this game wears on, because he's so physical. Look at, he bounces off these people, and they have a lot smaller defensive backs on that side of the ball, and Thiele is 6'2", 225 pounds. He's a big athlete.
1st and 10 now. 4 receivers for Iroquois West. Tutt rolls. Has a man. That's Levi Lustfelt, and he's met at the 41-yard line. David Watts in on the tackle.
Great coverage, but just a better pass. He was well covered, but Kyle Tutt put a little air under it, and the ball just floated right into his gut, just out of the reach of the defender.
7-yard gain, 2nd and 3.
Their first down plays have been very good, giving them good chances on 2nd and 3rd. Carthage
has turned it over twice here in the early going. Raiders trying to take advantage here. Tutt, again the quarterback draw. This time, not much room to go. And again, Carthage swarms with the ball very well there. Chris Boston in on the tackle, number 75.
Kyle Tutt showed a little strength there. He was being tackled and just drug about 3 players, an extra 1.5 yards to get 3rd and short here.
3rd and 1 for the Raiders. Jordan Goldenstein comes in, number 33, gives the play to Tutt. There you get a look at his season numbers: 2,500 yards, 31 touchdowns. Outstanding year. 42 touchdowns combined is running and throwing. He keeps it again, and he has a first down.
It's a big play, because really what they want to do, obviously they want to score, but even if they don't, they want to keep the clock moving so they can punt the ball with the win at the end of the quarter. So they have about 2 minutes and 55 seconds here to run out the clock to at least get the win, even if they don't score. So that's a big first down. They should be very close to running out the clock now with some good plays here.
It's Caleb Hartke, running back, who doesn't get a lot of touches in the ball game, standing next to Tutt. He will roll to his left. Looks like he's going to keep it. Carthage man missed him, and he's brought down just across the 50-yard line. Flag on the play. Jason Wildrick and David Watts in on the stop. More than one flag, in fact.
Looks like we may get a clip or a hold here. Again, the same type of thing, running the ball around the outside.
I've got a pair of earmuffs just like that. Those are awesome. And waiting for a signal, or did we miss it?
He's looking. He's trying
looking
to make
for that
the call.
microphone. Here you go.
Have his illegal block in the back against the offense. First down.
That's a spot foul too, so it's actually more than 10 yards. It's like a 13-yard loss.
This will be 1st and 19 now. And unofficially, that's 3 penalties on the Raiders. Tutt rolls to his right. He's going to keep it across the 40, 45, and near the 50-yard line as he's brought down.
Nice play. They are really taking advantage of him getting to the corner. When he gets in the secondary, he is dangerous. You'll see him here. He rolls to his right and does a great job getting out here. And we've got a lot of great blocking downfield. And here you see spin, and he gets the extra couple of yards. I've really been impressed with him early here, getting to the corner and making something happen in the backfield.
Under 2 minutes to go now, first quarter, no score. Iroquois West putting together a nice little drive here into the win. Tutt looking to throw, has a man, it's Goldenstein, and he's popped at the 40-yard line by Tyler Carlisle, but not before he picks up a first down.
Another nice play here from Kyle. He comes out here, he just looks in the zone, he just button hooks up in the zone, and he hits him right on time. Just great execution on the part of Iroquois West. Carthage is sitting in the same defense on every single play, so I can expect, or we can expect, that Iroquois West is going to have some well-designed plays. They play 3 deep every single time.
9th play of the drive here. Fakes the handoff. Tutt keeps it. Bounces off one would-be tackler, David Watts. The all-conference linebacker is there to drive him back at about the 40-yard line. Be 2nd down and 8 now.
They've really accomplished, I think, what coach would really like them to accomplish in this drive is to get the ball out of the hole, play the field position game. This is going to be a big game based on the field position, so they've done a nice job getting about 4 first downs here.
Tutt already with 9 rushes in this ball game. 2nd and 8 from the 39. Rolls left, looks for Thiele. Instead finds Goldenstein at the 32-yard line, and he's brought down by Ryan Bidenstad.
Same play we've seen. They've completed 4 passes now on this exact play. They run down, Thiele's on the outside, he hooks up outside of the linebacker, and Goldenstein goes on the inside, and Kyle just picks which guy is open. Great execution, but very simple football.
6 yards brings up 3rd and 1.
It's going to be end of the quarter.
Tutt 5 for 8 throwing. Pretty good on a day like today. And that's how the first quarter will end. No score. Couple of Carthage fumbles. Iroquois West putting together a drive here. Back with more from Memorial Stadium after these local messages. And welcome back to Memorial Stadium. Snow-blown day here in Champaign. Lee Hall, Greg Bradshaw. 0-0 after 12 minutes of football, Greg. One of the keys we talked about before the game that you pointed out, Iroquois West had to survive the first quarter, and they did that.
Yeah, they got off to a great start. As I said, 199-9, Carthage outscored their opponents, and Iroquois West did survive it, and they're in good shape here.
3rd and 1, 10th play of the drive, and Carthage jumps. Looks like Jesse Knowles may have been the guy to jump for Carthage. And that will be a first down for Iroquois West. First penalty on the Blue Boys.
Carthage really hasn't played a closely contested game all year, so the longer the game goes, it's close. I think really the advantage goes to Iroquois West.
1st and 10, Tutt in the shotgun, another quarterback draw. Tries to get outside. Looks like Travis Huls is there for the stop for the Blue Boys. The big 6'5", 187-pound senior lineman.
It's a great play by Travis Hull. He does a good job just holding his own. Against a guy like Kyle Tutt, you've got to stay home. You can't over-pursue because he'll cut back. Here comes Kyle. He goes up, and there's no running room. He's trying to cut to the outside. Great job there by Hulls. Holds on, gets some help from Grunwald.
No gain for Tutt. 2nd down and 10. The wind at their backs this time. Trips receivers right. Tutt will roll that way. Goldenstein is open at the 5. Trips inside the 5, and it's incomplete.
There we got a good example of the arm strength of Kyle Tutt. He's not a big man, but that ball with the wind, it's a lot different, and he threw that ball on a line about 40 yards in the air. It just fell incomplete, but you can see that arm strength that he does have.
There you get a look at the Iroquois West numbers. R.J. Haynes on the sideline, second year, 16-6 as head coach. And there's a look at the breakdown. They will run the ball, of course, with Tutt. Passing it quite a bit more, though. Third down at 10. Tutt back to throw. Has a man. It's Thiele at the 10. He's brought down at about the 8-yard line where he has a first down and goal. Tyler Carlisle there with the tackle after an 18-yard gain.
Another good read. Snap to Tutt. He looks outside. He's got a guy going the flat, and he sees Thiele coming in on the curl. Hits him a nice catch with his hands. You see him, the big physical receiver, dragging the defenders another 5 yards.
59 catches for Thiele coming into the ball game. First and goal from the 7. Impressive drive here by the Raiders. Low snap. Tutt has it. Has a man. Goldenstein just a little bit wide on that throw. Incomplete. It'll be second down.
Similar play that they just ran. They run the inside receiver to the flat, and they run the outside receiver on a slant or a curl. Actually had him open in the flat just a little bit out of his reach. This is a tough spot for them. They get closer to the end zone. They're so used to spreading people out. The field gets so much shorter here, so sometimes it's hard for a passing team to score when they get close to the goal line.
6 minutes, 16 seconds and counting on this drive. Second down and 7. Second and goal. Tutt rolls to his right. Wants to keep it. Does. Inside the 5. Touchdown, Kyle Tutt. And Iroquois West is on the board.
Great execution and great blocking downfield. You'll see the receivers. This is just a great play by the guys downfield. You'll see them running. Here he comes on the sweep. You may not be able to see the great blocking, but the only reason he got in is there were 2 men out front clearing the way for him to walk in untouched.
His 12th rushing touchdown of the year. And it's Corey Bork to attempt the point after. 13 of 18 during the season. That one's up with the wind and good. 7-0 Iroquois West with 10:42 to go here in the second quarter. Back after these messages on the IHSA TV network. And welcome back to Memorial Stadium. 7-0 Iroquois West. The early lead here. And I think it's a pretty safe bet that Carthage hasn't trailed all year, Greg.
Yeah, it's not a typical situation for the Carthage team. They're used to dominating their conference. As we said, the first quarter has been a great quarter for them. So I think it's a great start for us, at least to see a good football game.
Jacob Wall will kick for the Raiders. Ashton Grunwald, Ryan Bidenstadt back. And it's Grunwald with it at his own 10. Meets the wall at about the 25 and gets it up near the 30-yard line. One of the other keys you talked about earlier, Greg, was taking care of the football, and Carthage has shot themselves in the foot, fumbling on both possessions so far here in this ball game.
Yeah, they have put the ball on the ground, like I said, 17 times during the year, and you can't do those type of things against a good football team like Iroquois West.
I believe they were plus 16 in giveaway takeaway, however. Here's Grunwald looking for room. Gets across the 30 to 35 and out about the 36-yard line before he's dragged down. And that is one thing Jim Unruh says. He has great patience, good footwork, vision and footwork, but also that patience to wait for the hole to open.
Yeah.
Let's go down to Mike Cleff.
Hey, Lee, Greg, an interesting tidbit. I just talked to an official who refereed Iroquois West's first-round playoff game, and he told me, he said, in that game, he threw the ball 50 times. And I asked this ref, I said, will Tutt get tired in this game today? And he went, no way. Back to you guys.
No, but I bet he does. Grunwald up the middle.
Tell you what, Carthage is tired of him after that first quarter he had. Something to look for, Lee. They just ran that inside play up the middle. Zach Reed is wide open on the bootleg, so I think we might see that come, maybe not in this drive, but later in the game. Zach Reed giving the ball and then going outside.
Look at the playoff history for these two schools. Iroquois West trying to put together a new tradition. This is the, haven't played in the semi since '86, as Watts gets met at the line of scrimmage, and they haven't advanced past the first round since '97. So they're trying to create a new tradition here for the Raiders. Carthage, this is, it never gets old. Okay. I want to say it's old hat, but it's not old hat. I mean, it's just business as usual at Carthage. They are back here year after year after year.
It's an expectation. I think when they do their schedule at the beginning of the year, they almost consider it a regular season game to play down here, because they have made it a regular habit.
What a career for Jim Unruh. 18 years at Carthage. 178 and 32 as they measure for the first down. And it's a Blue Boys first down. Jim Unruh, 4 titles, all 1A titles, 95, and then 3 straight, 98, 99, and 2000. They were second in 88, and his team, and second in last year, of course. Carthage was second in 84 before Unruh took over as head coach. 1st and 10 now. Second quarter action. Carthage trying to get on the board here. Reed with the pitch. This is Bittenstadt looking for room and takes it up inside, where he's brought down by Trent Jacobs after a short gain of 4.
Very impressed with the Iroquois defense. They just were waiting for that play, and they had 2 guys out there to contain, and then you see just a flood of blue shirts getting to the football and making plays. They got a lot of team speed on this defense. Here it comes. Here's the pitch out to Bittenstadt. You got 2 guys there. Watch all the blue shirts come in. Look at that. That is fantastic defense. You can obviously see they're fired up today.
There's the give to Grunwald. He's met at the line. Sean Fairchild, big number 77, 6 foot, 250-pounder in on the stop.
Coach Haynes says the strength of his football team is a defensive line, and that bids well for them against a team like Carthage that likes to just pound the ball. So those boys up front have also done a nice job all year, and Coach has a lot of confidence in them.
Brings up 3rd and 6. Reed almost looked like he wanted to throw, then pitches at the last minute. Ball loose, out of bounds, and it'll be Blue Boys ball. But the Blue Boys look a little frustrated on that play.
Yeah, they did a nice job on defense again, containing Reed. He was trying to do the big play, get it out to Grunwald on the outside on the option. If he does make that play, it's 6 points.
Loss of 7 on that one. Take another look. Reed waited just a little bit too long to pitch it, I think.
Makes the fake. Here he comes outside. He's trying to make the big player. If he gets it to him, he's probably gone if he can elude that one player. But it's going to result in a punt here.
Brock Idris is back to punt. We've got a flag on the play on 4th and 13 for Carthage. And Idris will try punting into this wind.
Have encroachment against the defense. For a peak 4th down.
Not enough for the first down. It'll be 4th and 8. There's some of the folks braving the weather out here today. Beautiful day for football. Get you in that Christmas spirit.
There are a lot of teams that would love to be playing, I'll tell you, in this way. It doesn't matter. Yeah, he loved it.
Idris, just his 10th punt of the year. Can you believe that? Nice one into the wind. In golf, we call that a knockdown shot. Take an extra club and hit it low. Nice job by Idris into the wind that time. Kick of 40 yards into the wind. Nice low kick by Brock Idris.
Those don't really show too much on the stat sheet, but that's a big, big play in this game. A big, big play. Field position is huge on a day like today, and a 40-yard punt into the wind is almost unheard of.
So it'll be Iroquois West with another long field. They put together a 14-play, 84-yard drive on their last possession into the wind. Now they will go with it. Kyle Tutt, 28 yards rushing. He's back in the shotgun. Looks downfield. Almost caught there. Gets loose, looks downfield, has a man wide open. He's wide open. It's Goldenstein, and he's going to go all the way 80 yards, and Iroquois West takes a 2-touchdown lead. There's where Kyle Tutt kills you, Greg.
What a great play. Kyle Tutt here, he should be down. Right here, he has him. Here, watch it, here's the play. And now the whole defense, they come up.
Exactly.
And no one is back. He is wide open, no one within 15 yards. They thought he was gonna run. That's what kills you, when a guy like that can run.
As my friend Denver Johnson would say, he was so wide open, he looked like he was late for school. 80 yards for Goldenstein on the grab. Just his 6th touchdown reception of the year. Here's the point after. That's no good by Bork. Well, you hit it right on the head, though. Tutt's running ability, you know, that just killed him. So the extra point is no good. 13-0 Iroquois West. Back after these network messages.
Here's the play again. Great job here by Kyle coming out. No one is open originally on this play. Then it makes the great avoid, starts to run towards the line of scrimmage. The defensive backs come up and he throws the ball. No one within 15 yards of Goldenstein, and it's off to the races. Nobody's going to catch him.
Have to respect the run, don't you?
Here it is. You might get to see it right here. Here come the defensive backs running up. There's a linebacker. There's a DB. Goodbye. Gone.
Jordan Goldenstein, 80 yards. The senior did not play last season. Little peer pressure got him back out, and I'm guessing he's glad he came back out for football. 13-0 Iroquois West. About 30 miles from Champaign to get to Iroquois West, Crescent, Iroquois. Carthage over near the Mississippi River.
Well, Lee, there's no quit in this Carthage team. It's a long way from over. This game's a long way from over. I expect to have see a big drive here out of Carthage.
Jacob Wall bounces it down the middle. Grunwald gets it. Reverse, or did he fake it? He faked the reverse, has it still at the 20, gets a couple of blocks to the 30, gets out to the 40-yard line where he's dragged down finally after a gain of 29. Trent Jacobs finally catches up to the elusive Mr. Grunwald.
This team knows how to fake. That was a great fake. And then Zach Reed, you never know who has the ball. And they did a great job on the kickoff return here. We didn't know after about 15 steps who had the ball.
They are good at the deception. Here's the wing tee. Carthage down 13-0. Grunwald looks for a hole and gets up in and gets about 4 or 5 on that. That's one thing Jim Unruh says. He really, you know, the flashy plays, the 97-yard record-setting playoff touchdown he had earlier in the year. Those are the eye-popping stats, but what really impresses him is the way he gets the 3, 4, 5-yarders.
Yeah, and he's not real big. He's just got that knack of getting those extra yards.
He gets 4 yards there on first down, 2nd and 6. Little pitch to Grunwald, left side. Again, not real flashy, but you can get yardage like that all day, you'll make hay. But can you come from behind with that kind of game? That's going to be the test for Carthage here today.
Well, we've seen it in the scores of their games, 50s, 60s. They know how to score points, and they can score them fairly quickly because of an athlete like him. He can be bottled up, bottled up, bottled up. Boom, he's gone, and we got 6 points on the board.
The seniors on this team were freshmen the last time that Carthage won a state championship in 2000. 3rd and 3. Here's the give to the man in motion. Bidenstadt tries to get around the left side, but no dice there. Stopped by a host of guys in blue.
Bidenstadt tries to come off tackle. Probably should have cut it up in the hole there. Tried to bounce it outside and did a nice job staying home again on the Iroquois West defense.
Tyler Coleman wearing number 51 today. That's why I couldn't pick him out of the crowd. I've got him listed as number 52. He was in on the stop there. 4th and 3. And Carthage needs to talk it over. See what they want to do here.
Hold out of the field. Carthage.
Well, they probably want to talk about their punt formation because they're not used to doing it. You know, they haven't had, what'd you say, how many punts did they have
That was
year?
Idris's 10th punt of the season.
Goodness.
That is unbelievable. More football coming your way here on the IHSA TV network. We hope you're enjoying it from the warmth of your home. I'm sure those folks are dreaming about the warmth of home. Wilmington and Stillman Valley coming up at 4 o'clock for the 3A title. Greg and I will be back tonight for what should be a good one. Another tradition-laden team, Addison, Driscoll Catholic rather, out of Addison, and Prairie Central making their first playoff state championship appearance. Mike Cleff, is it cold down there or what?
Hey, we're hanging in there, Lee. We're gamers. Greg, we're hanging in there. Want to make an interesting point, though. I know this Iroquois West team pretty well, covered them all season. And when they get the ball back from this punt, don't expect R.J. Haynes to go conservative. He's got this wind. His team is revved up on the sidelines and on the field. And I think they're definitely going to try to punch one in immediately when they get it back. Back to you guys.
They go for the fake punt. Here's Grunwald at the 15. Has a block at the 5 and in for the score. No flags, 54 yards as the Blue Boys use a little razzle-dazzle here to get on the board.
What a great call. What a great call. We just talked about the deception of Carthage. We had no idea Grunwald had the ball. They fooled us. We're supposed to be able to see it from up here.
I thought the short snap was to Reed. He
snapped the ball right there, direct. Actually, it might have been even a handoff. Everybody runs to the right. Grunwald gets the ball, runs to the left. Nobody saw him for 25 yards, and he walks into the end zone.
That is touchdown number 43 on the season for young Ashton Grunwald, and he is now third for most points in the season, all time on the IHSA list. Looks for the 2-point conversion here, now tosses it up, has a man, but Carlisle couldn't get to it. I think that was a little improvisation maybe there.
It was a great effort. They had a guy kind of in the back of the end zone. I don't know if that's designed or not, because if the guys go downfield, obviously it's a penalty, but at least he's going to go down. Might as well give it a try.
And the Blue Boys mainly go for 2-point conversions. We would just want to go ahead and state that they've only tried to kick 4 times this year.
Yeah, and actually remember back to last year's game, it really was a pivotal play in the game. They went for 2, did not make it. Alito came in the overtime and kicked the extra point to win the game. So we just talked about it, about Carthage not giving up, and here they come right back at them.
What and as a coach, you got to, you know, you're in a state championship game and you pull something like that out of your hat. You've got to like the chutzpah.
That's right.
Did I say that right?
Chutzpah. Yeah, you got to put that in there. Yeah, that was great. It's good when you have a cold, actually.
Well, I'm there.
But that's great. You know, it shows you just the coaching ability of Jim Unruh. They haven't punted the ball hardly all year, and here they have a well-executed fake punt that turns out to be a huge play in the game, turns the momentum.
Love that. Gotta love that.
Yeah, great coaching. I guess you don't get the state championships without being a great coach.
No, not this guy. Yeah. 3 perfect 14-0 seasons. This was the 10th unbeaten regular season at Carthage. It's just, I mean, here's the thing. I was talking to Coach the other night. He said, here's one last thing for all the workaholic coaches out there. We have no junior high football, no mandatory weightlifting. And look at that. Onside kick. They came out of the huddle. Who has it? Carthage says, Iroquois West says they have it. How do you like that? They huddled, and they all ran behind the kicker, Savas Miletus. Another little trick comes out of the Carthage hat here. Check this out.
Yep, they're huddling. See them huddle.
Look how, and they're very fast.
They are very quick at that. Here they go. They all huddle. They turn around. They kick it 10 yards. Very close to getting the ball. The play there is they have the first guy tries to block the defensive man, is where the offensive guy waiting for the ball. The rest of the guys go after the ball, and they almost had it, very close, but Iroquois does a nice job, grabs the ball.
That would have been huge. So, okay, so it's Iroquois West ball now at their own 46-yard line. Tutt rolls left, little reverse. They try a little razzle-dazzle. Is that Thiele coming at us? It is. Thiele down inside the 30 and knocked down at the 20-yard line. Tyler Carlisle makes the stop after a gain of 34. So both teams going to the bag of tricks here.
Another great call. Here he comes. He's coming right here. You'll see. Here he comes out of the street. Here comes Thiele, and he's off to the races.
He had, and there's a penalty flag on the play, and it's going to come back.
Wow. What a great play. Unfortunately, for the penalty, they'll have to bring it back. But just some exciting football we're seeing. Exciting football.
As great a receiver as Thiele is, he has 345 yards rushing this year, so he will run with the ball a little bit. And the call goes against Coach Haynes, R.J. Haynes. That's Ronald Jared III.
We have Harley against the offense. We'll repeat first down.
Huge penalty against Iroquois West. That's their 5th penalty for 40 yards. Otherwise, who knows what this game would be.
They were stopped in their first drive because of a penalty, but after that, they've been able to overcome them. We'll see what they can do on this drive.
Now it's 1st and 20 from the 31. That negated a 34-yard gain, so that's actually about a 40-yard penalty. Goldenstein can't get to that one, just wide. Tutt now 7 of 13 in the air.
He's had a great first half. 7 of 13 in this weather is a pretty good quarterbacking. But now the game is, the momentum has really shifted. Really, you sense Carthage really starting to play with more emotion.
Here's a look at the stats. Carthage, of course, heavy on the rush. But look at the passing yards for Iroquois West. Time of possession pretty equal. Here's the snap to Tutt. Comes the blitz. He avoids it. Another man avoids him. Nice block by a lineman for Iroquois West, and a great catch there. Somehow, number 21, Wildrick, didn't catch it. I believe that was the man who was going for it. And a gain of 41 on that pass as Corey Bork hauls it in.
Escapability. You can never underestimate it or overestimate it. Here he comes. Makes another escape. Gets outside with the speed, throws the ball as hard as he can all the way down the field, just on the outstretched arms of the defender. Great catch, big gain.
A couple of Carthage players had a shot at that.
Yeah, I thought it was actually going to be picked, but the ball just continued with that win.
Gain of 41, 1st and 10 now at the 23-yard line. Twin receivers right and left. Tutt's going to keep it. Inside the 20, down to the 10, still on his feet, and brought down at about the 8-yard line. Gain of 16 for Tutt.
What's happening right now, Ali, is that the wide receivers of Iroquois West are so physical. They're just blocking. Hopefully we'll see it here on the replay, because they are just, watch these guys block. These big physical wide receivers are blocking the smaller defensive backs. There goes one out of the play. You'll see Thiele downfield. He's blocking them. They do a great job blocking, and that's getting Tutt loose for those big gains.
1st and goal from the 7. Two receivers right and left. Tutt back to throw. Goes for Goldenstein, and a nice job there. Bittenstad on the coverage knocks it down.
That was close to being picked off there by Bittenstaff out in the flat. Those receivers from Iroquois West, I'll just read them. 6'2", 225. Goldenstein, 6'1", 210. Corey Bork, 5'11", 205. And Lusfeld, 6'1", 180. Those guys are big. They're physical.
That little out pattern to Goldenstein hasn't really worked too well for him so
they're
far.
0 for 4 on throwing that into the flat.
2nd and goal from the 7. Tutt asks for silence from his crowd. He rolls left, has a blocker. That's Hartke. Gets inside the 5, down near the goal line. Whistle before the ball came out, I believe, and there's a flag. So we'll sort all this out. I believe the whistle came before he dropped the football. And it's going to come back anyway. It'll be holding against Iroquois West. Their 6th penalty now of the game.
Just this quarterback sweep, you'll see them blocking. You see the receivers. You got a fullback kind of out in front. Makes a nice job here, physical running, and then gets. Oh, that ball probably did come out.
I think
right
it came out before he. Yeah.
It's a break for Iroquois West.
Looks like it came out before his knee hit the ground.
Get the offense. We'll repeat 2nd down.
So another penalty. It's 2nd down and goal now. They cannot get a 1st down. 2nd down and goal from the 14. Tutt rolls to his right. Avoids the pressure. Has a man. Idris drags him down at the 8-yard line. That'll bring up 3rd down and goal from about the 7, which was their original line of scrimmage.
Got just over 3 minutes left in the half here. This is a huge part of this game. Carthage obviously does not want to give up another score to go 2 scores down before the half, and on the other hand, Iroquois West could really jump up to a nice lead. So this is a critical point of this game, this stand right here. We got 3rd and 9, and it's a big, big play.
The Raiders with a 13-6 lead, 2:38 left to go here in the first half. 5 wide receivers and now a penalty. False start against the Raiders. So that'll back them up again.
Carthage,
seventh penalty.
Carthage again went to that shift on defense. They're lining up in a 4-man front, then they shift and bring their linebackers up into the gap, and that shift has really distracted Iroquois West offensive line.
Procedure against the offense. We'll repeat 3rd down. Timeout. Iroquois.
Iroquois will take a timeout. That is their 3rd penalty of this drive. 2 holding calls and that procedure call there.
Carthage defense really hasn't stopped them yet. It's really been themselves on the penalties that have stopped them. So Carthage is going to have to make some adjustments, I think, in the second half. They've allowed Kyle Tutt to get to the outside, and then throwing the ball down the field has really been not that difficult of a task for him.
There's a look at the penalties. Just 1 on Carthage, but 7 on Iroquois West for 55 yards. And if you look at this Carthage defense, the one area where they have been susceptible is to passing. Beardstown, although they were soundly defeated 60-23, Beardstown was still able to manage 311 yards passing and score 23 points. So if you it's tough to find a weakness on Carthage. If there is an Achilles heel, that could be one.
Right. Well, we're seeing early in this game that there are a lot of open spots in their zone. They're just playing 3 deep zone, which is a very basic defense, and this passing game's able to take advantage of that.
Iroquois West outgaining Carthage 238-100, so it's better than 2-1 margin, yet their lead is just 1 touchdown. 3rd and goal from the 13. Tutt rolling right, into the end zone, overthrows his man, and that'll bring up 4th down. And I don't believe Iroquois West has attempted a field goal, as the Raiders have a man down. That's Corey Bork, who went high for that pass and got crunched as he went up for it.
They got trips out here to the right, and Kyle tries to throw that ball in a very small window. Good defense on that part of Carthage.
So what do you do here? 4th and 13, wind at your back. 4th and goal from the 13, I should say.
Looks like they're going to talk about it.
Timeout. Iroquois.
Doesn't look like Corey Bork here on the stats has kicked a field goal or attempted a field goal all year. I think I'd be surprised here if they kick. I think they'll probably go for it.
He's 13 of 18 on extra points coming in, 1 of 2 here today. This would be a little bit longer than that. 2:25 left here, first half. Here's a listen in the Iroquois West huddle.
Hey, what did you have on the last one? I was same play, the one. Wide open? Yeah. They're wide in the men's side. It's the same thing. Let's stay in the box. This is no Trey 1. Trey Kansas 1. He'll get up and get the damn ball. Hey, right here. This is our time. Go.
Okay, the intensity is definitely there for Iroquois West. And let's give a shout out to the officials out there on this day, and our camera guys, our camera people. I'm not sure if they're all guys. Our camera people are doing a great job out here bringing you this telecast.
Great job.
You're enjoying it.
What they talked about here, it looks like they're going to throw the ball to Thiele. Thiele's at the bottom of your screen here. The outside man, they're going to throw the ball, let him go up and go get it. Use his big 6'2" frame. Let's see what happens.
Trips right.
There they go.
Tutt looks that way, goes the opposite instead. Grunwald fell.
Got a flag on the play.
There is a flag. Where is it? At the back of the end zone, and it's against Iroquois West. If it's accepted, that would be penalty number 8 against the Raiders.
He looks down here and does a nice job looking off the defense, throws it up. There was, you saw
Pass
it, just
interference,
two hands in the back.
Drew Pearson got away with that years ago against the Vikings in the NFC Championship game, but Thiele was whistled for it there.
Yeah, that wasn't much of a there wasn't much of a doubt there.
There's Jim Unruh in the blue stocking cap down there on the sideline, trying to bring his team from behind, something he's not used to doing.
We have offensive pass interference against the blue team. That will be a loss of down and first down this way.
Plus the yardage on that lead.
Plus the yardage, and the ball turns over. So huge play there. Carthage gets the ball back with 2:20 left. Is there enough time for this running offense to get moving here and get a score? That's Watts, the fullback. And he's up near the 35-yard line. Oh my gosh. Who dresses you? I'm not paying for your prescription when you get sick, young man. That's all I'm going to say.
At least one guy there had a little hair on it to keep it warm.
Grunwald gets some room. He's at the 40 and he's dragged down there after a gain of 25 yards. Ashton Grunwald getting some room to run finally.
Any little hole he is through, he's so quick. And they've done a nice job bottling up that cross sweep to that point. But he's such a weapon. Ashton Grunwald is such a weapon to have. They don't need to throw the ball if they can get the ball to him.
1:49 left. Here's Watts for maybe a couple. Bring up 2nd and 9.
They're doing a nice job getting in and out of the huddle here very quickly. They're obviously not just going to sit on this. They want to get that ball in the end zone.
2 timeouts left for the Blue Boys. Grunwald, right side, has some more room, very near a first down as he's dragged down at the 30-yard line. Graham Bostick, the all-state linebacker there.
Nice use of different formation there. They went unbalanced and put most of their men to the right side of the football and had a nice gain.
The official calls timeout to measure. Some of the Iroquois West Crescent Iroquois faithful cheering their Raiders on for the first time ever in the state championship game. And it is a first down for the Blue Boys.
They still have 2 timeouts remaining, so they've got a great chance here to get some points before the half.
Grunwald, 116 yards. 1:21 left, first half. Blue Boys driving here. The gives to Grunwald again. Bread and butter play to the right side, and he's brought down at the 21-yard line. Jacobs and Tyler Coleman in on the stop.
Timeout. Carthage.
And Carthage takes their 2nd timeout with 1:09 remaining.
Jim Unruh has found, I think, a play that's working for him. It is that cross sweep, but what they're doing is they're going unbalanced with it, and they're bringing their tight end over and have more guys now on the right-hand side of the football, and they're giving him a bigger hole to run through. So he's got a new formation, same play, but a different formation that's giving them an opportunity to get some yards. I think that Coach Haynes here will make an adjustment now to that, and maybe that play won't work as well for them.
Trying to find a way to stop Grunwald, who's now got 124 yards. Here's our tale of 2 cities. Carthage from Hancock County. Their enrollment 282 out of the West Central Conference. Iroquois West Crescent Iroquois in Gilman, Illinois, which is about 30 minutes east of Fairbury on Route 24. Iroquois County, the Sangamon, Illinois White Conference.
One thing Coach Haynes had said is that he felt that their schedule was a little tougher out of their conference, and their road down here to Champaign was a little tougher to get them battle ready for today. he thought that'd be an advantage, and so far he's went toe-to-toe with Carthage.
I think Carthage hears that a lot. They've actually got a receiver split right. This is Watts, and he gets it down to the 15-yard line, and the Blue Boys hustle back. Time will stop on the first down as they move the chains. Here's Grunwald. Can they stop him this time to the right side? Get out of bounds, son. Did he? No, he didn't. That would have been a good time to step out of bounds, I think.
It might cost him a timeout here.
Timeout.
Instead, Carthage is forced to take a timeout.
That's too bad. It's really not too smart. You'd think a senior like Ashton would know a little bit better. He's trying to fight for extra yards, but it now costs him a timeout. Now, if they get tackled in bounds, they're going to have to really put their hurry-up offense into effect.
Now, Iroquois West needs a stop. We talked to Coach Haynes about any teams maybe they'd face that were Carthage-like. They faced Watsika, which runs a double wing offense, and that was a close game in round 2, 13-7. And they faced some good running teams this year, Greg, but and those were close games.
Yeah, well, like we said, their defensive front is really the strength of their team, and against their running team, they're going to match up pretty well.
Johnson, you got to be a man out there. Take it out if you see it coming. Blow it up. Penetration.
Ashton Grunwald making there's a couple of guys there. I don't know if they've got the footies on or if they're going sockless today.
I know, and I tell you, there's some tough football out there, but there's also some tough people there. Being able to go without socks, I don't know if I'd do that today, but
no. It's
probably one of those things, you know, one of those things that you always do and you can't change it no matter what the weather or no matter what the circumstance. That's what they normally do.
Grunwald tough so far, 132 yards. 2nd and 2. Driving for first down yardage, it's Watts inside the 5, and the clock will stop with 43 seconds left as the Blue Boys get a first down.
That second effort is a big deal for this team because it stops the clock now on the first down.
3 yards for the fullback. 1st and goal from the 4. Give to Watts, up the gut, 4-yard touchdown run. We're tied. Check that, 13-12. Watts right up the middle with his 27th touchdown of the year.
Nothing fancy right here. Give the ball to your fullback, a little trap play. Comes right up there, well executed and score. Nice job. A great pulling block there by Molinas, and they get the touchdown that they needed. Going to halftime maybe here up because they go for 2. They could be up by 1 point.
They go for 2 here. Reed has it. He's got it himself, keeps it, and he's in. Zach Reed, again, good job of faking. It was tough to find the guy with the ball. He kept it, and the 2-point conversion is good, and Carthage takes a 14-13 lead.
Do a nice job here. They run the same play. It looks like the same play. The cross sweep, their bread and butter play, and Reed fouls, good blocking, gets into the end zone.
9 plays, 71 yards in 1:42. Very efficient use of the clock by Carthage.
Here's the cross sweep. Here comes Reed out here. Have 2 blockers out front. Bowls his way in the end zone.
Jack Rogers, the guard, with a nice block there for Carthage, and they take a 14-13 lead with 38 seconds to go now here in the second quarter of the 2A state championship game. You talked about the Blue Boys not having any quit, and they have shown that here in the second quarter.
Yeah, you know, what really turned this game around was the fake punt, the razzle-dazzle that you normally wouldn't expect out of a Carthage team, or they don't need to do it. But that razzle-dazzle really got them fired up and really turned the momentum of this game around.
Don't you find that a lot of times? I know the first state championship game I covered, Peoria Richwoods, didn't throw the ball 4 or 5 times all year. They got to the state championship game, threw it effectively and won. You'll see that teams that maybe go out of character and come up with a state championship in this game.
That's right. Well, the good teams normally can do a lot of things well, and you maybe not see it all the time.
Oh, boy, there was a line drive right up the middle. I didn't see who that got. It caught somebody right in the breadbasket as they try that quick kick again.
Well, I don't think this half's over, Lee. I got a feeling you're going to see now with this field position, they'll go for it. They're going to try to get some points on the board. Here's the kick.
Take another look. That quick kick right out of the huddle.
That didn't, I don't think that surprised Coach Haynes. He had some of his players with good hands in the game there to make that play.
Looked like it might have been Kyle Gray up there who got the shot right to the midsection. 37 seconds for the Raiders to work with here. Plenty of time for Kyle Tutt. He looks deep. Corey Bork is his man. He's open. He grabs it, and he's down at the 7-yard line. Gain of 42 as Corey Bork hauls it in for the Raiders. Corey Bork, 24 catches coming into the game. Clock stops on the first down.
They're trying to save their timeout. They have one timeout remaining. Good hustle by the whole team to get up there, get ready for play.
First and goal from the 6. Tutt spikes the ball and gets the clock stopped with 28 seconds left. Here's another look. Good call by Greg Bradshaw. They weren't going to wait for anything, were they?
Good protection. They're doing a nice job giving him time, and he throws a strike. Pretty decent coverage, but they didn't play the ball well. Tyler Carlisle didn't play the ball too well there. A nice catch to make a big, big play before the half here. Tyler cut underneath trying to make the big play, and then absolutely got burned.
First and goal from the 7. 28 seconds left. Tutt rolls to his right, tucks it in, looks like he wants to run it himself, and he's brought down there by Jesse Knowles, 3-year starter for the Blue Boys, and Iroquois West will have to use their final timeout with 21 seconds left.
Iroquois.
I guess they figured they'd try one run with that timeout. I'm a little bit surprised, but they still got their time. They're going to take now a couple shots into the end zone. Obviously, they have to throw the ball in the end zone now, because if they're tackled not in the end zone, the clock will run out. At least what they want to get here is 3 points, at least a try for 3 points, as long as they don't get a sack. They're within field goal range, I think, for Bork. Even though he doesn't kick field goals, I think they'll try to kick here if they don't score from the 5 or the 6 here.
14-13, Carthage with the 1-point lead. It was a 13-0 Iroquois West lead at one point. Carthage scores 2 straight touchdowns to take a 1-point lead here as the first half dwindles down. 21 seconds to play. Can this stingy Carthage defense hold here? 3rd and goal. It is 3rd and goal from the 6-yard line. They cannot get a first down without scoring. Can't get a first down, period. Tutt. Looking, good time, good protection there, rolls out and has to throw it away, throws it over Thiele's head, and that'll bring up 4th down. 14 seconds left in the half.
Great coverage by Carthage that time. They had trips to the left side. They just ran each of the men out in the trips to turn around, try to find a hole in the zone, and the linebackers did a nice job covering underneath, and they did a nice job of forcing Tutt to get rid of the football.
Tutt spreading the wealth. 4 receivers with a reception here today.
They're going to go for it.
14 seconds left here, first half. Iroquois West trying to regain the lead. 14-13 Carthage, 4th down. Tutt rolling left, has a man in pursuit, almost dragged down, incomplete. And that was Chris Boston, unanimous all-conference lineman, in pursuit. He almost got Tutt, pressured him, and it's an incomplete pass. Carthage holds here on 4th and goal with 7 seconds to play first half. Here's another look.
Watch Chris Boston. What a great effort here. He's 6'5", 200 or almost 200 pounds, running out there catching Kyle Tutt. What a great effort and a huge play in the game.
Here's how balanced the Carthage defense is. Chris Boston is a 2nd string lineman, but he was 1st team all conference. Go figure that. Zach Reed will take a knee, and Carthage, as time runs out in the first half, will take a 1-point lead to the locker room. They were stunned. They They fell, but they got up. Let's go back downstairs to Mike Cleff.
Greg and Jim Unruh, the Carthage coach, bottom line right there, huge defensive stand.
Well, we're starting to play better from the second quarter on. We got after it in the second quarter defensively and offensively, and we got to get after it for 2 more quarters.
What a great fake punt call. Obviously worked out your thought process going into that.
Well, the fake punt call was real simple. We're not going to get much yardage punting into the wind. We got a great running back there. Stole a play out of a coach in our conference that he used on us a few times, and it worked to perfection. So thank you, and you know who that coach is.
All right, good luck, Coach. It's amazing. If you can't beat him, join him, and that's what he did. So 14-13 at the half. We'll send it back to Lee and Greg.
All right, Mike, thanks a lot. Well, I guess it's share and share alike in the West Central Conference, huh? Thank you, and you know who you are.
That's exactly right. You know, that's a sign of a good coach. It's not all about him. He's like, where can I get good stuff from? That's awesome.
14-13 our score. Carthage with the 1-point lead over Iroquois West here at the half. Back after these messages on the IHSA TV network.
All right, we're back at Memorial Stadium. We're at halftime of the 2A game between Carthage and Iroquois West. Carthage leading 14-13, and we have 3 very brave cheerleaders from Iroquois West. We have Maggie and Heather and Yesenia, and we're just going to have them keep moving and stay warm and everything, and they're ready to do a cheer.
Go, go, let's go! Go, go, G-O-G-O! Go, go, let's go! Go, go, G-O-G-O! Go, go, let's go! Go, go, G-O-G-O! Go, go, let's go!
All right, great job. Maggie, real quick, this is the first time for your school in the state football finals. Has it been much fun as you thought?
Oh, this is so awesome. It's like the most fun I've ever had.
All right, we'll let you stay warm. Thanks a lot. We're going to rotate this way. We're headed to the Carthage cheerleaders right over here. Carthage with a 1-point lead, and they are staying warm with more people here. So we'll do the same thing. We'll have you all do a cheer because I know you're trying to stay warm.
Okay. Ready! Everybody yell blue! Go! Everybody yell go! Go! Everybody yell blue! Blue! Let's go blue! Let's go blue! Let's go blue! All right! Thank you.
You're welcome. You're right next to me. What's your name?
I'm Taryn Pintar. I'm the captain of our cheerleading squad.
Okay, and what year are you?
I'm a senior this year.
Senior. All right. First of all, I know you've been here before, but it never gets old, does it?
Nope, this is my 3rd year. I'm really excited.
Did you happen to see on the big screen those fans with no shirts on?
Yes, and they needed to put one on because they're going to get sick and their moms are going to kill them.
What's your name?
Michelle Sheets.
Michelle, what year are you?
I'm a senior also.
All right. What did you think of the first half?
It was really nerve-wracking.
Really?
Yeah.
30-point games are better.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. Now, you have not cheered in a game this cold this year, have you?
No. First time.
Okay. And I'll ask you, what's your name?
Allison Schmudlock.
Allison, do you agree with her about the guys that aren't wearing shirts?
Yeah, I think they're crazy.
All right. You want to do another chair? Do another chair.
For sure. Go big one. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Go big blue! Go big blue! Go big blue! Go big blue! Last time, go big blue!
Carthage cheerleaders, we're at halftime of the 2A game. Carthage leading 14-13. Good luck the second half. And we will have more from Memorial Stadium right after these local breaks.
And welcome back to Memorial Stadium on the campus of the University of Illinois. We're at halftime of our 2A state championship game. It's the Carthage Blue Boys looking for their 5th state title in school history. They lead Iroquois West here 14-13 at the half. Lee Hall along with Greg Bradshaw and Greg, boy, what a great game we've got going here in our 2A state championship game.
It was a great game. We saw that Iroquois West came in. We weren't sure how they'd react to playing Carthage, such a powerhouse. Had a great start to the half, and then Carthage shows that they are a team that has a lot of heart and comes right back, and we're a 1-point game at half. It's great.
Let's take a look at those first half statistics, and it's going to be the rush versus the pass. I guarantee you, Carthage leading it 14-13. First down's pretty close. Rushing yards 170 for Carthage, 55 for Iroquois West, and all those in the hands of Kyle Tutt. And look at the passing yards, 229. Of course, you don't expect to see any for Carthage. Turnovers, a couple for Carthage, hurt them early. And the penalties have been a big issue for Iroquois West.
Yeah, the passing yards obviously from Tutt has been very key, but those 55 rushing yards really opened up the big plays for the pass because he was did such a good job running that it opened up for those long gains that he got through the air.
And there's some more of the numbers. 31 rushes, 170 yards. Grunwald with 132 of those for Carthage. Blue Boys haven't tried to throw the ball. That's not unexpected. 9 for 20 for Tutt, 229 yards.
Yeah, it really, you look at the punting average, the special teams play of Carthage has been big. It was big in the first half. Good punt into the win. Also, the fake punt was really the turnaround momentum changer of the game.
And Iroquois West just 11 yards away from a 2A state title game record with those 229 yards passing. Let's take a look at some of those highlights from the first half.
Oh,
there's our IHSA broadcast TV crew in between games. They get a little break every now and then. Mr. O'Boy gives them a break. That's nice. Here's Iroquois West getting on the board. Actually, that's Grunwald with a nice defensive play there to knock the stuffing out of Kyle Tutt, but Iroquois West went up early.
Here's Tutt just on the quarterback sweep, which is one of their best plays of the half, and the great blocking downfield by receivers, and they get on the board first.
And after a nice punt into the wind by Brock Idris, Tutt rolls, avoids some pressure, avoids the sack here, and finds Goldenstein. Jordan Goldenstein was wide open. Only him and the ref back there.
Escapability by Tutt turned into an 80-yard touchdown pass, and it was really a factor that continued to play out through the whole first half.
And here's the razzle-dazzle from Carthage on 4th down, fake punt. They snapped it to Grunwald, and he just does what he does, 54 yards. And then this is Watts up the middle from 4 yards out. Carthage went for 2, made it, and they lead at 14-13 here at the break.
Yeah, it was, again, it was a great first half. I'm really excited to see the second half play. We know that both teams feel like they have control, or that they can win this football game. And this third quarter is going to be really key. Now, Carthage has not given up 1 point, not 1 point in the third quarter.
All season long?
All season long, not 1 point. So this third quarter is going to be key. Again, the weather, although it has been cold and snowy, really has not affected Iroquois West too badly with the passing.
Are you surprised that Tutt has been able to throw in this kind of weather?
I actually have.
As effectively as he has?
I actually have, but he's thrown the ball really on the money down the field, particularly with the wind. He's thrown the ball very, very accurately down the field. And one thing that we can look for in the second half is Carthage going to change up some of their defense. They played 3 deep zone against them every single play. And with a sophisticated passing offense like Iroquois West, they're going to take advantage of it.
Iroquois West is now back on the field. They swept the field at halftime, so a lot of that snow is gone. We will be back for third quarter action from Memorial Stadium after these local messages.
All right, we're back at Memorial Stadium, 14-13, Carthage leading Iroquois West, and we're joined by the Raiders head coach, R.J. Haynes. And R.J., your team's here for the first time, and the bottom line is they're in a ball game. Confidence-wise, it's got to be huge.
Oh, it is. You know, we know we're not going to be intimidated by these guys, and we knew if we come out and play our best football, we're going to be right in it. We just got to be more opportunistic on offense. We missed a couple opportunities, but we got some things, made some adjustments at halftime. We feel good.
Did you address the weather situation with your players as far as the wind? Because obviously it's going north-south pretty good.
Yeah, you know, we talked about it. We talked about the types of routes we want to, route combinations we want to throw with the wind and into the wind. But, you know, our kids, we've dealt with it this year before. We've practiced in the wind before, and it's just a matter of executing our offense.
What do you got to clean up to win this game?
You know, actually, you know, everything's there. Offensively, we've just got to punch it when we get down there in the red zone.
Thanks, RJ. Good luck.
Thank you. Thank you.
RJ Haynes, the very, very good head coach of Iroquois West. His team's only 1 point down. Should be a fun second half. Lee and Greg?
All right, Mike, thanks a lot. And there you get a look at what they've been up to here at halftime. It's not as blatant as those old NFL film shots of clearing it off for the field goal kicker, but they clear it off for both teams here. The grounds crew doing a nice job. I don't know how long it's going to last, because I can see the snow starting to build up down there again, Greg.
It is one thing nice that they can come down here and play in such a nice facility. That turf out there is an artificial turf, but it has depth to it. It's about a 2.5-inch deep grass. So even when it gets cold and snowy, it's still a pretty decent surface to play on, which is great for these teams to play on in the state championship.
Iroquois West playing in their first state championship, and you and I were here a year ago when Carthage had the lead. Alito came back and beat them in overtime, 41-40, a devastating loss for the Carthage kids. And Ashton Grunwald says, boy, right after that, the first thing we thought of was win one next year. It's always been in the back of our minds, has been the whole year, and it won't go away until we go to Champaign and win one. And they have a chance to redeem themselves here today.
Yeah, they, after establishing themselves in the first half, they are ready to go, and they will never quit, because they are definitely ready to bring one home to Carthage and their fans.
And you hear R.J. Haynes talking about, hey, we're not backing down, we're not intimidated, and we didn't see that. I mean, we saw that. We saw his team just go out there and take it right at a team that's much more used to being in this kind of situation than his team.
Well, you think about it, this team averages 51 points a game. Iroquois West defense really held them to 6 points. They scored on a fake punt, you know, which was kind of a trick play, but they held them, basically their offense, to 6 points. And to do that against Carthage, that's got to give you confidence. And then on the flip side, their offense moved the ball against a pretty stingy defense of Carthage. So both sides, I'm sure, were coming out of the locker room expecting that this is going to be their half.
And as you can see, Fashion not taking a back seat to staying warm. Some interesting combinations down there. Hey, whatever it takes to stay warm, that's what we say. As a player, when you play in these kind of conditions, how tough is it? Do you notice the cold as much as those of us just sitting around watching?
You really don't. The only problem, if you get behind, you're losing by a couple of points, it really can be right. A little bit colder. But for the most part, you don't feel it. You're in the flow of the game. Adrenaline's pumping, and you're ready to play football.
Too bad we couldn't have played last weekend. It was beautiful in this part of the state.
You play with what you're dealt.
You bet. You bet. This is the kind of football Mr. Butkus, who's watching over us from the scoreboard down there. He loved these kind of days. 14-13 our score. Carthage Blue Boys with a 1-point lead over Iroquois West. These two teams have one thing in common. Iroquois West eliminated Auburn last week. Last year, Carthage in the semifinals eliminated Auburn. Poor Auburn. They came pretty close to getting down here, and they victimized by these two teams the last 2 years. Tough day to keep that ball on the tee for Jacob Wall. He will kick it off. Carthage will get the ball to start the second half with the wind in their face. And not a very deep kick, and a short return there for Ashton Grunwald. So the Blue Boys will start from their own 35-yard line, just outside that, with a 1-point lead. Here's Grunwald. This is the play that worked so well for them late in the second quarter, and not much there that time for the senior All-Stater.
Coach Unruh, smart play here. He runs the formation that he got a lot of success on in the first half. I'm sure they're sitting up here in the booth as assistant coaches looking to see the adjustments that Iroquois West and Coach Haynes has done. And obviously they made some. That was a gain, basically a no-gain play there. So they have adjusted. Now Coach Unruh's offensive coordinators can come back and counter.
Second down and 10. The wing T offense. Give us to Watts. And he gets a couple of yards. Jim Unruh says he is the typical Carthage fullback. Just barrel right through the line, gets you 3 or 4 yards. He only gets a couple that time.
3rd and long, and this is the situation that against a good team like Iroquois West, Carthage does not want to be in.
That's right. He said stay out of 3rd and long. 3rd and 8. Reed keeps it. Looked like he wanted to throw, and he's brought down Goldenstein in on the tackle, and also Kyle Gray there on the sack. Looked like Reed was trying to throw.
Here's the cross sweep fake. They come out. He's looking to throw back across the field, but there's not really good pass blocking. Great pursuit by the defense. They weren't fooled at all. Their defensive backs were all over the receivers.
Here's Idris to punt in that wind again. Low liner taken there by Bork, and he will take it down to about the 42-yard line.
There's the win factor. Playing field position again is an important part of the game on a day like today. Iroquois West has a real short field here, 43 yards to score, and with their offense they can do it quickly.
Kick of just 21 yards into the wind, return of 10 for Corey Bork.
I expect Iroquois West not to be bashful here. They got the win. They're going to use it.
Goldenstein was the man in motion. Tut, this looks kind of like a sweep. Harkey with a block for him. And it's Bidenstad in on the tackle as Tut's brought down for virtually no gain. Maybe got a couple.
Nice play. You got to string that play out and get help. And they did a nice job on the perimeter to string it out and make Tut run towards the sidelines, and the pursuit came to make the play for a short gain.
They give him 3 on the pickup.
That was a play that really hurt them in the first half, was that Tut sweep. And again, the adjustments. It's really great to see great coaching and make adjustments like that.
15 carries, 58 yards for Kyle Tut. He is the only Raider to carry the football on the ground. Back to pass. Has a man inside the 20. Is that Thiele? No, it's not. It'll be a first down for Iroquois West. I still can't see the number.
Jordan Goldenstein.
Gain of 22.
This is a play here you normally run against a 3-deep zone. You just send 4 guys straight down the field. Tut just sits back there, reads the defense, and throws to the open man.
It was Jordan Goldenstein.
Goldenstein has a nice game. That's his 4th catch on the day.
Gain of 22, 1st and 10 from the 17. Tut, quarterback draw. He faked the pass, and then he is met at the line. Travis Huls in on the tackle. One of the Carthage players has the ball, but I believe Tut was whistled down.
That's the 2nd time that Tut has lost the ball. Both times they've called him down. I don't know if that was a close loss of the ball, but the first time we thought that he actually did fumble before his knee hit the ground. But Tut better be careful. He was starting to get pounded a little bit. Better take care of that football.
No gain, 2nd and 10, 8:20 left, 3rd quarter. It's a 1-point Carthage lead. Watts showed blitz. Now the pass out in the flat to Bork, and he gets down to about the 12-yard line. Bidenstad in on the tackle with some help there. Jason Wildrick in on the tackle as well. Gain of 6.
This is just a quick bubble screen, this is called. They just hit at the flank out to one of the receivers. The other receiver goes downfield to try to block for his partner. And nice running right there to get the extra yardage.
3rd and 4 now. And Carthage did it again. They shift defensively, and they fake out the offensive lineman just about every time they try that.
Those are huge plays, because you notice they're doing it on 3rd down. They
Dead
wait.
ball. Illegal procedure. Offense. Repeat 3rd down.
It's really been a weapon for Carthage that in key situations they go to that shift, and they're undisciplined in the line so far for Iroquois West. 3rd and 9.
9 penalties, 77 yards. 3rd and 9 now. Trips left. Tut throws it out in the flat, has a man, that's Thiele. Down at the 10, he'll be short of the first down. He'll bring up 4th and a long 2.
Carthage did switch up their defense there, went to man-to-man. They brought Grunwald off the corner again, but there was a nice call from Coach Haynes throwing away from the blitz, a quick pass and the blitz did not hurt him on that play. Big play here, 4th and 2.
Kyle Tutt now has the 2A state championship record, 322 yards passing. 264, excuse me. More on that in a minute. 4th and 2. They might try to draw an offsides. They don't. Tutt looks to throw, has a man in the end zone, but it's picked off, and that's David Watts. Was it picked off? No.
Yes, David Watts.
He did have it.
Yeah, it was
he must have flipped it to the official. I looked down, and he didn't have the ball anymore. He must have flipped it to the official pretty quickly. David Watts with the interception.
Watts was just in his linebacking position. He reads the eyes here. He's trying to get it to Thiele. Comes on the slant, and Watts is standing right there. It doesn't even look like Kyle Tutt saw him. Watts was standing right in the throwing lane. Great play.
So Carthage takes over. 1st and 10, and now Watts fumbles it. Carthage can't hang on. Who's got it? It's Mitchell Neally tracking it down. That's not the Fumblerooski play. That was not designed that way, let me tell you.
But it is a way to get some yards. They got about 15 extra yards in that play.
You got to fall on that ball the first time, though. You can't be trying to pick it up and go with it.
You're right.
Watts fumbled, and I didn't catch who got a hand on it, but Neally recovers.
It's actually a pretty big play to get them out of the hole against the wind. You know, first play, they're on the 20-yard line, they get 25 yards.
25-yard game that way. That's not even sure how to write that up. Here's the handoff up the middle, and maybe just a gain of a couple for Grunwald. Check that, Watts. That ball's got to be tough to hang on to today. Those fingers get a little numb, ball's slick and cold, hard.
You got a bunch of blue jerseys pounding on you.
The interception was the first turnover of the day for Iroquois West. Carthage with 2 early fumbles. They have the lead and the ball now. And off is to Grunwald, down and around the right side, and not much there. Sean Fairchild on the bottom of that stack of 4 blue-clad Raiders who bring down the ball carrier.
They're doing a nice job not letting Grunwald get to the outside. He wanted to slip out there. You could see that, and Adam Johnson did a nice job containing him, making him go back inside where all of his help's coming from, the pursuing blue shirts of Iroquois West. Another 3rd and long lead for Carthage.
3rd and 8. Tyler Carlisle is split right at the receiver spot. The give is up the middle instead, and it'll bring up 4th down. Grunwald again, just maybe a yard or so.
I said it earlier, Carthage is setting up the play where they fake that to Grunwald on the weak side, and Zach Reed comes around the corner wide open.
Idris will be forced to punt on 4th and 6, into the wind again. A little bit better kick. The Raiders get away from it, and it'll be down at the 32-yard line, where the Raiders will take over. 19 on the punt. Tough sledding into that wind when you're trying to kick it. He had that really good one in the first half.
Sure.
40-yarder that he kept low. He hasn't been able to find that touch again.
This may be the last drive that they may get in the 3rd quarter with the wind, so Iroquois West will probably want to take advantage of this through the air.
Raiders down by a point. Tutt back to throw. Has a man. That's Thiele. He's across the 50, inside the 45 now. He's alone. And dragged down. Tyler Carlisle can't get him, and he goes in for the score. What an amazing run by Thiele after the catch. 67 yards, no flags. Jason Thiele with a great 2nd and 3rd effort there to score for Iroquois West as they take the lead back.
Jason Thiele comes from the outside on the slant pattern. Tutt waits for him to clear in the middle. At 6'2", 225 pounds, he runs over the 156-pound Bitten staff, and he's off to the races. He's got some help, breaks another tackle by Tyler Carlisle. You can't bring a guy like that down when he's running full speed. He wanted the end zone. 220 pounds of him go in to give Iroquois West a 19-14 lead.
He had a 94-yard touchdown catch in the semifinal win against Auburn. 67 yards there. That now puts Tut at 331 yards passing on the game, and that, as Iroquois West takes timeout, he breaks the previous record held by John Nyers of Decatur St. Teresa, set in 1986, 240.
Okay, here's the play. Here's Thiele out here. He's going to come on the slant pattern across the middle. Run a guy out here. Kyle waits for him to clear, and he's wide open in the middle of the field. Comes back, waits for him to clear in the middle of the field. Ball's delivered. Now it's all Thiele as he breaks tackles and goes the distance.
Very physical receiver at 6'2", 225. Iroquois West talks it over, what they want to do here extra point-wise.
Well, they're going to need to go for 2 probably. I think they're going to probably go for 2 here to get up 7.
The real deal Thiele. I guess so. He's drawn some college interest, the University of Illinois, Iowa, Olivet Nazarene among those taking a look at the senior wideout. Tut and the Raiders go for 2, had a man, waited on him. Now throws it to the back of the end zone, out of bounds. He was beyond the end zone there in the wide area when he came down. Goldenstein couldn't get down, and it'll remain 19-14. That is our score with 4:21 left here in the third quarter. Back after these messages on the IHSA TV network. Tough day to stay warm here in Champaign. The Iroquois West Crescent Iroquois Raiders in front of the heater and in front of Carthage with a 19-14 lead after a 67-yard catch and run. Kyle Tut to Jason Thiele, excuse me.
Big physical receiver, and we talked about it earlier in the first half. They have just a big receiving core. Almost all of them are over 200 pounds. And on the flip side of the ball, Carthage has small defensive backs, and it really came into play with the way Thiele ran over those backs on the way to the end zone.
One play, boy, that's pretty efficient. 16 seconds, Tut to Thiele.
That's good use of your time with the wind. So they'll should get another drive now with the wind before the quarter changes.
Thiele now, just his 10th TD catch of the year. You would think he would have had more than that.
They keep picking deep. I'm surprised they let Grunwald carry this ball.
Fake the reverse. Grunwald has it. And he's out at about the 29-yard line. There's Ashton Grunwald, senior. He broke the Carthage school record of Wyatt Green, who was really a fine running back rather for Carthage, and helped lead them to their 3rd straight state championship back in 2000. And he actually earlier this year passed the immortal Red Grange for most points in the season. Now Red only had 9 games, but still, that's pretty impressive. Full house backfield here for Carthage, trying something a little different here. The handoff is to Watts, and he gets maybe a yard or 2. A little different look from Carthage that time.
Yeah, it is. They're trying a few different things to try to get some successful plays, particularly on 1st and 2nd down against this defense. Again, they've been in 3rd and long situations, and they're not a very good 3rd and long team. So Coach Unruh is trying some different formations to give them an opportunity to have some more success on offense.
2nd and 8. It's Watts, Grunwald, and a big blocker in there too. I can't quite make out the number. It's number 66 is the 3rd guy, and he's a lineman for Carthage. That's Lamar Kelly, who is a defensive lineman, but he's in there in that full house backfield trying to give a little extra push for the Blue Boys.
Yeah, he's a good player. He's one of their captains on that team, so wouldn't be surprised to see him play a lot more on offense.
3rd and 4 now. Carthage into the wind, and a whistle and a flag. And the Iroquois West players are celebrating. It's against Carthage. Just their 2nd penalty of the game.
That ball, delay the game, offense. 3rd down.
Yep, just a little bit too soon by their left guard. When to get out there running that cross sweep where he has to get out and lead up the hole for Ashton Grunwald. Just left a little bit too soon, and it cost them 5 yards. Huge play, though, again for Carthage, because, again, they're in that 3rd and long situation.
Now they go back to the wing tee. Grunwald and Watts. The handoff is to Grunwald around the right side. The play that worked so well for them there in the 2nd quarter. He gets about 4 yards. We'll bring up 4th down. So nothing much doing here for Carthage in the 3rd quarter.
Yep, and now again with 2:30 to go, they're going to have to kick into this wind, which is probably a 20, 25-yard difference on the punts going into it.
Their 3rd 4 and out of the quarter. Idris. He didn't get that low kick that he got earlier either. Gets a little bit of a Carthage bounce inside the 45-yard line, where Iroquois West will take over with 2:12 to go here in the 3rd quarter. 22 yards on the punt for Brock Idris. Wind's not going to do anything for your average today, that's for sure, except kill it.
Particularly when you always seem to be punting into it. He hasn't had a chance to punt with the wind yet.
I asked both coaches if they thought this weather would affect Iroquois West more than Carthage, and they said, no, I don't think so. And I kind of was surprised by that, but they were right. They knew of which they spoke. Here's a pass intended for Goldenstein, and it's incomplete. 2nd down.
Nice pressure that time by Jack Rogers coming on the blitz. Put a little pressure on Kyle Tutt, made him throw a little bit sooner than he wanted to, and results in an incomplete pass. That's what they're going to need to do, is get a little more pressure on Tutt, try to contain him in the pocket and get pressure up the middle and force him. He's only 5'9". They have 2 6'5" defensive linemen on this team, so they could get their hands up in the face of Kyle and make it tough for him to pass.
Just the 1 sack today that I remember Grunwald got in there. Travis Huls is their leading sack man with 8. 2nd down and 10. Trips left. Fake to Thiele. Little pressure. Jesse Knowles had him around the ankles, and he got rid of it. That was Huls who had him finally there at the end, but he got rid of it before he was brought down.
Great individual effort there. Great individual effort by Kyle Tutt here. You can see they finally get pressure, just what we talked about. They contain him in the pocket. He looks out, he's trying to pump and go deep. They got pressure up the middle, but he keeps eluding people, breaking tackles, does a great job getting rid of the football. Saves about 11-yard loss.
3rd down and 10 now. Cut back in the pocket, has protection again. Corey Pork as the intended receiver goes up, almost hauls it in. Grunwald.
Touch pass intended for number 30, Corey Pork.
On the coverage down there.
Good individual effort there. Pretty decent coverage. He looks like he had his hands on the football. He's probably a little disappointed. They run the 4-up play again. Four guys running right down the field. Throws the ball up. In his hands, just dropped it.
Grunwald and Zach Reed was also there on the coverage. So Iroquois West will be forced to punt for just the 3rd time today. Thiele back to punt. And a bad snap. He's going to run with it. And he's close to a 1st down and has it unless he stepped out of bounds. Did he stay in? If he stayed in, he's got a 1st down.
He got the 1st down.
My goodness. broken play, but what a play by Jason Thiele, the senior.
Here it is, goes right through his hands. He picks the ball up, has the presence of mind to get outside and up the sidelines. Now he's got another 10 yards about from where he is here, but watch him put his shoulder down to get the extra 2 yards for the first down. Steps out. You can see the marker there on the left side part of your screen. First down. Fantastic play. It turns a disaster into a success for Iroquois West.
So another chance for the Raiders. 1st and 10 now, the 44-yard line of Carthage. Tutt looks deep. He's got Bork. Pulls it in one-handed and in for the score. Corey Bork, 44 yards on the touchdown. And Iroquois West takes a 25-14 lead. What a catch by Corey Bork, one-handed.
Corey Bork, what a great, here he is right here, running down the field. You'll see him angle right towards the corner. Tutt puts a strike. Again, Carlisle cuts underneath, trying to make the pick. The ball carries over his head, right in the hands of Corey Bork. Here it is again. We got Bork right here in the slot. Oh, here we're going to watch the extra point.
No time for a replay. The Raiders will go for 2 here. Trips left, Tutt fakes, lofts it up there, and Thiele can't come down with it. So they will settle for the touchdown. What a touchdown it was. Iroquois West on the 45-yard touchdown pass from Tutt to Bork takes a 25-14 lead.
Here's Bork. He's lying on the inside of the trips. He runs right straight down the field and runs to the corner. Tutt makes a slight roll, delivers the ball. 6 points. You'll see Carlisle cut underneath. There he is, runs right straight down the field, runs on the angle. Here comes underneath, trying to pick it off. That was Reed, actually, cutting underneath. Poor play on his part. He misses the ball, it's touchdown, and that's exactly what happens.
25-14, Iroquois West with 12 unanswered points here in the 3rd quarter. They take an 11-point lead. 1:30 to go in the 3rd quarter. R.J. Haynes, the head coach. It's not the first time he's seen Carthage. He was a player at Rushville and went 1-3 against the Blue Boys as a player, trying to get his 2nd career win here today. And his team has come out strong here in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, that was the first. This is the first point scored on Carthage all year in the 3rd quarter. I'm sure you got a few Carthage players that are shaking their heads, wondering what's happening to them. But again, they will not quit.
And Jacob Wall with a little pooch kick down the left side. That's Bidenstad, and he's met and driven out of bounds there. Good stick by Levi Lustfelt, wide receiver and defensive back. What's going on downstairs, Mike?
Talked to R.J. Haynes at halftime. He told me, you know, we want the win, and he said, we got done with the interview. Best case scenario, we get up 2 scores, and then in the 4th quarter, we can use Kyle Tutt on the draw play, Kyle Tutt, when we have the wind against us. Well, they got their 2 scores, and it looks like things are unfolding the way they want. The biggest thing is they're very confident. Back to you guys.
All right, Mike, Zach Reed keeps it himself, and he's twisted down there by Adam Johnson at the 20-yard line.
They keep running Reed to the strength. I think they got an opportunity to run him to the weak side off of the bootleg. Great job by the defensive front. They run a lot to the right. You've seen, we don't see the cross sweep very much here to the left. Always to the right. I think the bootleg, naked bootleg by Reed to the left side is the play that they can run.
Reed with just 305 yards rushing on the season. The give is up the middle and just maybe a couple of yards that time for Watts.
You may see a Coach Haynes use a timeout here if they stop them on 3rd down to make them kick in the wind. I sure would use it. They're definitely going to have to run one more play. There's about a 4 or 5 second difference on the play clock and the game clock.
The only thing for Iroquois West that would leave them with just one timeout. 3rd and 10 here. Big play for Carthage. Grunwald tries that play to the right side, and the Raiders stuff it again.
They're trying to call timeout. Coach is trying to call timeout.
Didn't get it.
Oh,
or did he?
He's mad. Look at him. He's really mad on the sidelines. Look at him. He's yelling, I want a timeout. I want a timeout, he's saying. Well, it's over. They didn't get it. Look at him. He's mad.
Explaining to his team there that he wanted to take a timeout and force them to punt into the wind. They will punt with the wind when we come back after these local messages. Back to Memorial Stadium in Champaign. We start the 4th quarter. Lee Hall, Greg Bradshaw, Carthage, 4th and 24. Iroquois West didn't get the timeout. So Brock Idris will punt with the wind for the first time today, and he booms one across the 45. And now back across the 50 end of the 40 is Kyle Tutt. Flag on the play. And another late. Well, they just kicked it up toward the ball there. Carthage players are applauding. And will be against Iroquois West.
For a hold. They did a nice job. Kyle Tutt did a great job catching the football, which is really important against the wind, not letting it bounce. Got about a 15-yard run back, but it's coming back. Still not bad field position, though, Lee. They'll be starting on the 49-yard line.
Brevin Neally will block in the back against the receiving team. Really 1st down 10.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong. They were into the wind in the 1st quarter, right? Did not score. They were with the wind in the 2nd and 3rd, and that's when they scored all their points.
That's right.
Nobody scored in there. There's a sack. Jesse Knowles missed last year's game. Got into a little trouble and was not able to play. Said he cried like a baby after they lost that game. He is in uniform here today as Kyle Tutt tries to fire up his offensive line to give him some protection. Loss of 7 on that sack.
Carthage needs some big plays here. They want to make sure that they don't allow too much time to be run off the clock by Iroquois West. Great play.
Trips left. Tutt rolls that way. Has a man. And Thiele is out of bounds. Stops the clock at just about the 49-yard line.
That time they brought Grunwald off the corner. Again, a good call by Haynes. They roll away from the blitz. And just a very simple out pattern to Thiele, about a 10-yard gain. That's the way you beat the blitz. Just a nice timing route, run away from it, and get a nice pickup. R.J. Haynes, their offensive coordinator, I don't know who calls the plays for them, but whoever's doing it, whether it's Coach Haynes or his offensive coordinator, they're doing a great job today.
Gain of about 6, 3rd and 11 for Kyle Tutt and the Raiders. Line picks up the blitz. Tutt runs left, racing for the sideline. Hull's got a hand on him, and he goes out of bounds well short of the 1st down. Will bring up 4th down for the Raiders. Good pursuit that time by Travis Hull, 2nd team all-conference. Here's a look at the stats through 3 quarters. 13 first downs for Crescent Iroquois. Look at those passing yards, 375. Tutt is having quite a day.
It's a fantastic, fantastic performance here on a day like today with the wind and the cold to throw for 375 any day, even on a beautiful day. 375 yards is a great day.
Thiele is back to punt. He ran for a 1st down last time on a bad snap. This time he gets the kick away into the wind. A good low line drive fielded there by Bidenstadt and brought down immediately at the 21-yard line. Good tackle that time by the All-State linebacker Graham Bostick.
Still a good play by Bidenstadt because they need to catch the football. Don't let it go inside the 20. Give their chance for their offense to work with some room.
29-yard punt. Be 1st and 10 for Carthage. Unable to get anything going in the 3rd quarter. They'll see how things go here in the fourth.
Down 2 scores lead, they need a drive right here.
They bounce back in the second quarter. Can they bounce back here? Bidenstad has a lane. And a nice run. Bidenstad close to first down yardage at the 33-yard line. I believe he's got it. It's a nice little fake there, and Bidenstad got it.
Yeah, it was inside counter. They handed it to Grunwald. Grunwald handed the ball forward to Bidenstad coming the opposite way on a little counter and pick up a nice gain.
Bidenstad in motion. Reed tries to pass, but he's knocked down from behind by Tutt. And a loose ball.
They try to run a pass here. Reed makes the fake, doesn't see Tutt coming off the corner. Nice hit. They're fortunate. Carthage is very fortunate that they jump on the football.
Michael Harrell, the all-conference center, dove on the ball. And Carthage will maintain possession. That would have been a huge turnover there.
Yep. Great play by Tutt. Shows that he can play on the other side of the ball as well.
Fourth fumble of the day. They've lost 2. 2nd and 14 now. Reed to throw. Picked off. It's Goldenstein with the interception, and he's dragged out of bounds. There was nobody there, but Goldenstein, I don't believe. Reed had to make a tough read very quickly and threw it right to Goldenstein for the interception.
There's just no place to go for Reed. He makes the fake, tries to do a bootleg. There's Tutt again coming in. And Reed's just trying, I think, to throw the ball away. Throws it right to Goldenstein. Great field position, 7-yard line.
This could be a deal breaker right here for Carthage. Their defense needs to step up here to have a chance. First and goal from the 8. Iroquois West an 11-point lead. Tutt will run with it. Steps inside, met at the 5, and carries a tackler down inside the 5 to about the 4. Jack Rogers there on the stop.
Pretty decent job on the defense. That's a tough play. Adam Johnson's fighting along the line of scrimmage, trying to keep Kyle Tutt on the inside, and then the pursuit came, held him a 4-yard gain.
381 yards throwing, 59 yards rushing for Kyle Tutt. First time under center today. Kind of a wishbone look there. Handoff is to Thiele. He's tough, as he showed on a couple of plays earlier on that botched punt where he dropped his shoulder and ran a couple of guys over, and that touchdown catch where he knocked a couple of guys down. He gets down to the 1-yard line.
Great inside running there. He was had a chance to be stopped in the backfield. Jack Rogers came through pretty much untouched, one-on-one. Thiele made a quick move, broke his tackle, and got down to about the foot line.
3rd and 1, 8:37 remaining in the 4th quarter. Iroquois West leading Carthage 25-14. The handoff again is to Thiele, and the Blue Boys read it that time. Carlisle in on the stop along with Jesse Knowles.
Well, they're not used to run blocking like this, I don't think, and there are some seams in that defense, and Carthage is taking advantage of them getting into the backfield.
Loss of 3.
Here you see Carlisle coming through. Great play right there by both of those young players. Puts them in a tough, difficult position here on 4th and 4.
1 for 3 on 4th down conversions today. Tutt under center. Keeps it himself this time. Has a lane. Can he get there? No, he fumbled it as he's knocked out of bounds.
It's a touchback. He fumbled the ball in the end zone. It's a touchback.
Good call.
And Iroquois West is going to get the football on the 20-yard line.
Now they're going to talk it over. I'm not so sure. I'd like to see that again. They're calling it a touchback.
Yep, it's a touchback.
That is the call.
That's a huge play.
I thought he was out of bounds when he fumbled it. Maybe not. Let's take another look.
We're going to get a great look at it here on the sweep. It's coming right in your living room. Here he comes trying to get in. The ball falls out, goes into the end zone. It's a touchback now. Carthage is going to get the ball on the 20. If he just goes down or the ball goes out of bounds, they'll have the ball right there on the 1. Instead, they come out to the 20. It's a big play.
Jeff Hoffman, one of our crew, hanging tough down there on a cold day and avoiding the hit, even more importantly. Grunwald tries a pass to Carlisle, and he's open, and he's down at the 50-yard line. Grunwald with the pass, the completion to Tyler Carlisle, 31 yards on the pickup.
Great play. Ashton Grunwald doing it with his arm. And just puts a nice ball in the air right on the money.
First and 10 from the 50. There's Bidenstad on that little, what did you call that,
That's
a counter?
An inside counter.
Here's another look at the Grunwald pass to Carlisle.
Off of their same play, their cross sweep. Here he comes. He's got the ball, picks it up. And Carlisle is actually covered, just throws a great ball, Ashton Grunwald. He actually had Zach Reed as well on the quarterback return.
2nd and 6. Here's the pitch to Bidenstad. He's got room. Good block by Grunwald, and a good job to not come back and get called for holding by Grunwald. He thought about it.
Yes, he
thought
did.
about it, but thought better of it, and Bidenstad gets out of bounds after a gain of 12.
Actually, I'm sure Ashton would want this back, because if he could have held his block just a tad longer, there was no one between the goal line and Bidenstad in that play.
That was the first pass attempt of the year by Ashton Grunwald. They only passed 33 times as a team coming into today, and Reed had all of those. That's Grunwald down at the 30. The Blue Boys trying to make a comeback here. Time is not on their side. 6:45 remaining. Clock running.
They're getting in and out of the huddle very quickly, Lee, and they understand the urgency of this.
2nd and 6. There's Bidenstad again. That worked a few times, but not that time. Graham Bostick. Coach Haynes says he's the hardest hitter on this Raiders defense. He has the stop there to bring up 3rd and 6. Bidenstad in motion that time. Now they hand it off to Watts, the fullback. I don't think he got touched, but he fell. Otherwise, he could have kept going. He has a first down at the 21-yard line.
Carthage has the Iroquois West defense off balance right now. They've run a few razzle-dazzle type plays, and now they're coming back to their bread and butter.
Reed keeps it, steps inside, and gets down near the 15-yard line. Jim Unruh says he's faster, maybe a better runner, puts a little bit better touch on the ball than his big brother. Joe threw it a little more, though, as a senior last year. 2nd and 4 for Carthage. Bidenstad in motion. Here's Watts fighting to get across the 15. Not sure that he did.
Carthage doesn't mind these 3rd and 4s. This is kind of their game. They know how to make these 3rd and 4-yard plays.
Grunwald on 3rd down. Don't think he got it.
No, he's a little short, about 1.5 yards short.
And they will be, of course, forced to go for it on 4th down here. Carthage 1 for 2 on 4th down on the day.
Well, you'll hear the fans cheering here. Yep, here come the fans. Everyone's standing up in the stadium. Biggest play of this game.
Season comes down to this for Carthage. 4th and 4. Reed pitches. Bidenstad has some room, but good speed, good pursuit by Iroquois West. Tries to fumble it back in bounds. No whistle. Here goes Goldenstein. He's going to take it back. He's being chased, though. Reed, and now oh my goodness. He pitched it back to Tutt, and he's going to go in for the score. One of the craziest plays you'll ever see. As Kyle Tutt slides into the end zone. And that will pretty much lock it up. 81 yards on a crazy play here. Bidenstad pitched it back in bounds to try and keep it alive. However, it went to the wrong team for him.
Hard to see there, but Bidenstad, knowing it was 4th down, was doing all he could to get the score. He loses the ball. Here it comes running down. He's looking for somebody. He sees Tutt. Throws it on one bounce to Tutt. Tutt scoops it up like a shortstop and runs it in for 6 points.
Because there was somebody there to catch that, that was a great play by Goldenstein. Otherwise, I'm not so sure. 31-14. The extra point is up and good for Burke. Craziness. All we were missing was the California band there. 32-14 back in Champaign after this network break. Here is another look. Bidenstadt tried to make something happen. It happened all right, but this isn't quite what he envisioned. He goes out of bounds. Goldenstein picks it up. I thought he was gone. Zach Reed with some great speed to close on him, and then Goldenstein flips it back to who else? Kyle Tutt, who takes it in for the go-ahead score. What a day he has had. That we've seen some razzle-dazzle plays. That was an inadvertent one right there.
Yeah, it was one of the strangest plays that we've seen, but obviously for Iroquois West, it really almost seals the deal. There's 4 minutes and 25 seconds to go. I don't think Carthage really has the type of offense that can come back and score. And you got some really excited Iroquois West fans and players right now.
Well, Carthage was pretty much back up against the wall there. I mean, Bidenstadt was trying to make something happen and do something spectacular, and unfortunately for him and his team, it backfired.
Yep.
Iroquois West now with the commanding 32-14 lead with 4:25 to go here in the ball game. Our first game went to overtime today. Galena beating Leroy, and we're not going to have overtime this year, my friend.
Doesn't look like it.
Jacob Wall will kick it off into the wind, just pooch it down the middle. Carthage player had it, and they fall on it, and will start from the 33-yard line. Well, R.J. Haynes said he realized he had something special in this team after their opening win against Clifton Central, a team that went to the quarterfinals last year. They really started believing in themselves when they beat Forston in the opening round, who was one of the stronger teams they felt in their quadrant.
Yeah, they gained momentum throughout the playoffs with each victory, and they weren't afraid. You could see from the opening kickoff, they were not afraid of this team.
Here's Grunwald, tries to get it back to Reed, and does. He has it inside and then fumbles it. Did he fumble it on purpose? Watts picks it up, and he's down. Where will they mark it? At about the 26-yard line. Did Reed fumble that on purpose?
I don't think so, but you know what? I wouldn't put it past them. The way this ball's being thrown around here today, it wouldn't surprise me. But we saw that earlier, the time that Grunwald threw that to Carlisle. They had Reed open on the quarterback return, and there he just threw a perfect ball.
27 yards on the pass, 12 yards gained on the fumble. That worked for him earlier in the game. Reed now going back to throw, has a man now. Good coverage that time. It was Mitchell Neally, but the Raiders closed and broke that one up. It'll be 2nd down and 10. Here's a look at the play before that.
Here's Grunwald on the cross sweep. He throws back to Reed with a guy in his face, throws a ball right on the money.
Oh, my.
Reed makes a nice avoid. Here he fumbles the ball. That was totally inadvertent.
Yes,
and here, good hustle by Watts to catch about 10 more yards.
Reed back to throw. Has a man on him. Is it picked off? It is. It is picked off. Iroquois West with the interception. Who got that? That's number 60.
What a great play. We are seeing some strange plays, but some amazing plays. Here goes Reed. He fakes, comes back, got his pressure, throws the ball, bounces it off the top of his helmet. He's got his arms around the back of Grunwald. Who is that?
Cole Sebring with the interception.
Sebring.
He's an offensive lineman in there on defense.
What a fantastic play.
And now the Raiders will try and eat some clock here with under 4 minutes to play.
Unbelievable play. He had his arms around Grunwald and had the ball on the opposite side and had to figure out how he could keep the ball in his hands without spreading his arms apart. It was a fantastic play.
Oh. Cole Sebring, a backup defensive lineman. He starts on the offensive side of the ball. The big pick there, and it's been boy, an exciting game. Some really wild plays in this game as Iroquois West is about to claim their first state championship in any sport. Tutt played 3 years at Kankakee. McNamara says he transferred back home mainly for financial reasons, and it's been quite a year for Kyle Tutt. He had 6 combined touchdowns a week ago in the win over Auburn.
What a fantastic performance. You're not going to see many better performances out of an individual athlete than what we've seen today out of Kyle Tutt. His stats, what are his stats? He's been unbelievable.
3 touchdowns passing for 381 yards. He ran one in. And then he got the one on the, I think he got the one on the special teams. So that would, is that 5? He's been on all, been in on all of them.
Great individual effort.
And we do want to mention Ashton
Step
Grunwald.
off. Illegal procedure. Offense. Repeat third down.
He scored a touchdown earlier in the game. There you get a look at our officials today. Grunwald will finish 3rd on the all-time list for most points in a season, behind Ryan Clifford of Naperville Central and Brock Bolts of Central A&M. He passed John Zinser of Peoria High School, Peoria Central, who scored 286 points in 1920. All the other guys are from the last couple of years. Here's Thiele. And a good job. Thiele's not a bad run. He's a pretty good athlete. I mean, the play he made on that snap that went over his head and ran for a first down when he was back to punt. He's a big, strong kid and is going to get some looks as far as playing college football. You can bet that. Already getting those. Minute 35 left to go here. We've got more championship football coming your way later here on the IHSA TV network. Stillman Valley and Wilmington will play for the 3A title coming up after this.
Timeout.
And the Raiders take timeout. Back with the end of this one after this network break. Lee Hall, Greg Bradshaw back for the final minute 26 of this 2A state championship game. Thiele back to punt. Caught there by Bidenstadt. Reverse to Grunwald, and he's brought down at the 41-yard line with a minute 16 to go. 32-14, and we better give a shout out before we run out of time here to the offensive line for the Iroquois West Raiders. Graham Bostick, Cole Sebring, Tyler Coleman, Jesus Garcia, Michael Gonzales, for the most part, did a great job protecting their quarterback today. Only 1 or 2 sacks that I can recall.
To have a quarterback throw for 381 yards, you got a lot of guys working up front. Even to the line of scrimmage on both sides. The defensive line today has been phenomenal to stop this Carthage offense. We have not seen
pass almost picked off that time.
I mean, we see them today frustrated running the football, and again, they've averaged 51 points a game, you know, rushing for over 3,000 yards on people, and they just did not look good today running the football against this defense.
Tyler Coleman broke up that pass play. R.J. Haynes calls him the heart and soul, the anchor of this defense, and what a job the defense has done holding Carthage to just 14 points. They averaged 51 points a game, 343 yards rushing. And not much there. 243 yards rushing, so that's 100 yards under their average for Carthage. And unable to get the ball in the end zone here in the second half.
And you remember the fake punt was about a 50 or 60-yard run. Take that away, they've held them to under 200 yards rushing for the game. Great performance today by Iroquois West. Congratulations to Coach Haynes and the whole crew from Iroquois West.
Here's the give to Grunwald around right side. He's got some room to run as time ticks down here, and it will stop with 32 seconds to go. Great career for Ashton Grunwald. All-stater. 1,700 yards a year ago. 43 total touchdowns this season. Outstanding. But disappointment for him and the Blue Boys here today. Grunwald again. So much for playoff state tournament experience, huh? Iroquois West, never been here before, and they're going to take home the state championship trophy.
They were the better team today, there's no question. They were the better team.
Kyle Tutt, 3 touchdowns passing, 1 rushing, and 1 on that fumble recovery, and race for the touchdown with an assist to Jordan Goldenstein. And R.J. Haynes carried off the field on the shoulders of his coaches as Iroquois West brings home the first state title to Iroquois County. Congratulations to the Raiders.
Well-deserved victory. Other than the penalties, really, they both on the offensive side and the defensive side, Iroquois West played nearly a flawless game. They really executed well today.
11 penalties for 92 yards, and they were able to overcome that in a big way here today. 32-14. It was a wild one. We saw a lot of crazy plays out there today. It was fun.
Yeah, it was. A lot of big plays, long yardage.
Both teams finish 13-1, but the Raiders take home the big trophy. Mike Cleff is downstairs with R.J. Haynes.
R.J. Haynes, Iroquois West head coach. You guys belong. Time I can see it in your eye and your voice. You were confident about your team. What a second half.
Yeah, we knew coming into this game we were going to make a pay, and our kids got hearts of giants, man, and I'm just so proud of them. And it's an unbelievable feeling right now. The kids came out that second half. There wasn't a doubt in halftime in the locker room. They said, let's go win it, and that's exactly what we did.
I know this was a team effort, but your quarterback, number 10, Kyle Tutt, is a special player.
Athlete. I probably will never have a better quarterback, and big players make big plays, and Jason huge tonight. Jordan Goldstein, Corey Bork, our receivers, they did what exactly. These kids are fearless. Just awesome.
RJ, you heard all the scuttlebutt during the week. I mean, and you were saying it during the sideline. No one was giving you guys a chance, but you knew it, and I think it was important to let your players know that you believed that you had a chance.
All we knew it.
Cold. Do you think he's cold?
Oh, he's happy. That's all. He doesn't care. He'll take 2 or 3 more buckets. He is extremely happy. I don't think there's a greater feeling for a coach than to take a great bunch of kids you've been working with for the whole season, and you get culminating here in just a fantastic game, well played, and it's a special feeling.
I think he took out I think the Mike Cleff's microphone as well. There you get a look at R.J. Haynes, just his second year as head coach. He's now 17-6, and that 17th win was a doozy. Iroquois West, your 2A state champions, and of course there's always the other side. Jim Unruh talking to his Blue Boys and giving them a pep talk after a disappointing loss for them.
Yeah, that's hard. 2 years in a row that team has been here, and they're a great program. You know they will be back, but it's awfully disheartening.
Kyle Tutt leads the Raiders to the state championship, and you can't say enough about him. You talk about a coach coaching to his strengths and coaching to the talent that he has. Kyle Tutt transferred back home to this school. He went to school in Gilman for his first all 8 years of grade school, went to McNamara for 3 years of high school, came back home to play his senior year, and they changed the offense for him, and it worked.
Yeah, they evolved into this. You know, talking to coach, he said, we didn't start out the year playing this type of offense, this wide open, and it shows you the adaptability of Coach Haynes, and they just kept getting better and better at every game.
All right, it's time to hand out the hardware. Let's go to our PA announcer for the presentation of today's 2A championship trophies.
President of the board from Summit, Argo, Ron Connor of Clinton, Jim Woodward of Anna Jonesboro, and board treasurer Gregory Bradley of Mount Zion. Will Superintendent Don James, Principal Brad Hall, Athletic Director Bill Reed, Coach Jim Unruh, and the captains of runner-up Carthage please join the presenters on the awards platform. A special medallion will be presented to the administrators, and individual awards will be presented to Coach Unruh and his team captains. Again, special medallions will be presented to the administrators, and individual awards will be presented to Coach Unruh and his team captains.
Well, those guys are pretty disappointed right now, but I know that in maybe a couple weeks, maybe a year, who knows, somewhere down the line they're going to look back on this with fond memories. I know it's tough to take 2 years in a row, but it's quite an accomplishment to get this far. And you know, it's a cliche, we talk about it all the time about how a lot of teams would trade places with you and blah blah blah, but it's anytime you get to a state championship game, it's an unbelievable accomplishment.
Yeah, it is. And the experience of playing with your friends and teammates. That's what's special about high school football. It's not like college or pro. You bring a bunch of people from a lot of different areas. They grew up together, and they've worked really, really hard, obviously, in the weight room, all the extra work, and you play together as a team. You always remember that, your friends and the experience of playing high school football. There's no game like football to really develop camaraderie and to learn how to be unselfish, and that's the experience that these boys will take away from this game.
Quite the array of hairstyles there, yes, too, yep, and colors. Well, congratulations to Jim Unruh and the Carthage Blue Boys on the second place state championship trophy. It's a pretty crowded trophy case in Carthage.
Yes,
it's their 8th trip to the state championship game, 4 championships and 4 second place trophies now for the Carthage Blue Boys. Tradition-laden program, and as we mentioned earlier in the day, a new tradition for Iroquois West Crescent Iroquois.
Special medallions will be presented to the administrators.
That is a cardboard cutout. That is a cousin of one of the Carthage assistant coaches who is on duty in Iraq as we speak. And I didn't get a chance to mention it, but Jordan Goldenstein, a member of the Raiders team, has a brother who is serving with the Army in Iraq now, and our thoughts and prayers go out to him and their family as he serves our country during these difficult times, giving us the opportunity to sit here and enjoy football the day after Thanksgiving and a state championship for Iroquois West, Crescent Iroquois. (13-1). They really, really had a hard-fought road to this state championship when you look at how they got here. Hard-fought game with Watsika winning by a touchdown. They were trailing to Sterling Newman when Tutt made it. Yeah, go figure. It was Kyle Tutt made an interception and ran it back for a touchdown to end the game and win it. So quite a run for R.J. Haynes and the Raiders. As we mentioned, he faced Carthage as a player. They beat him. Rushville beat Carthage when he was a sophomore. Now he beats him in his second year as a head coach. Let's go back downstairs to Mike.
All right. Thanks, Lee. Thanks, Greg. We are joined by Kyle Tutt, the Iroquois West quarterback. And Man, oh man, just a few feet away, they've got the trophy and everything. I mean, what's going through your mind?
Just unbelievable. I don't know if it's hit me yet. I cried the last one. I haven't cried yet, so I don't know if it's hit me, but this is just an unbelievable experience. The Raider football team, you know, we decided we were a football family, and that's why we played today, and that's how we came out and won, I think.
It was unbelievable. I saw you guys play all year long, covered you guys all year long. You just got better and better and better and better, and I thought, no question, today was your guys' best game of the year.
Yeah, definitely. That's what we worked on. Every week we got to get better. Our blocking got better, our tackling got better, all around we got better, and that's what you got to do to be a state championship team. Over
here, one more thing. Carthage takes the lead at halftime after you guys led, and I talked to Coach Haynes, and he was not down. He's like, we can beat him, and that's got to mean a lot to you guys that he believes in you.
Definitely. We played down before, and we make a few adjustments at halftime. We come out, we play our game with a few adjustments, and that's how we got to do it, and that's what we did.
State championship.
Thank you very much.
Kyle Tutt, quarterback for Iroquois West. What a player, what a team. Class 2A state champions. Back to you guys.
All right, Mike, thanks a lot. Kyle Tutt, what more can you say? He had 42 touchdowns combined, 31 passing, 11 rushing coming into today. Throws for 3 more, rushes for 1, and then gets 1 on that fumble recovery. So add 5 to that for 47 touchdowns on the season, and that is a whale of a season for the senior Kyle Tutt.
Today you combine his individual effort and just his job of his receivers too. They caught everything today, and even blocking downfield. They opened up some great lanes for Kyle to run, and then on the flip side of the ball, you got to give a shout out to that defense, because to hold this team to only 2 touchdowns is really phenomenal, and just the pursuit we saw all day. Fantastic job by their defense too.
We talked to R.J. Haynes earlier this week. He talked about Kyle Tutt. He says he brought up a lot of emotion to this team. Very electric player. Really led by example. He led by example, but he also led with his feet, his arms, his head today. He was just an outstanding performance in the state championship.
A lot of confidence. You could see from the opening kickoff, this team came in with a lot of confidence, believing in themselves. They made the plays when they had to, even when things would go wrong. They had a lot of penalties. They overcame them. They made the plays when they needed to, and just a fantastic effort all the way around.
We saw some really wild plays on the way to a 32-14 championship for Crescent Iroquois West here today, as they win the 2A state championship. 3A state championship football coming your way on the IHSA TV network. Don't go away.